Good evening, everyone. Hope y'all doing well on this fine Sunday evening. It took me a moment to realize what time it is. Welcome back to the PokéSubathon. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I cleared my throat before we got started. Last time, we got flung out of Hoenn and sent back into Sinnoh, wherein we lost a whole lot of Bidoofs, had to give up a few different Pokemon because everyone kept giving like multiple gift subs of 5 because of you know, the fact that this is the final week of September, so therefore everyone would be like, oh hey, do you want to have a bunch of bonus subs? And I was like, hell yeah I do, but at the same time it's like, oh wait, I have to release a whole bunch of Pokemon. I probably could have planned that out a bit better, but hey, it's fine. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well. Liminality Carp, Dirt Dog. But yeah, I guess we're just going to keep on moving on with the game for now as I rush through it. This should be the penultimate stream of the oh. Hello there, pretty lady. It's been a while since I last saw you. Oh, what's that? You like my Pokedex? Oh man, I can probably get that installed on your phone. How about you invite me over to your place sometime and I can help out with that? What's my name? The name's Lena. Oh, I'm sure you... Oh, she already gave us a gift! Man, you guys, this relationship is going to be a long and long-lasting one. Just in time for my first day with Cynthia! And I think it went overall pretty well, wouldn't you guys say? Alright. With that, though, I forget if we get access to Cut right now, or if we... Oh, wait. Frick. We don't have any Pokemon that we can use Cut on. Is there any Pokemon that we know that can learn Cut? The Eterna statue in the manga is this abomination? Yeah, that's by design. It's supposed to look like both, Dialga and Palkia. It's supposed to be vague on which one is actually supposed to be a legendary creature. I think a Bidoof can probably learn Cut, right? I'm gonna assume yes. Alright, so, I know we're in, the final parts of the, we're kind of in, the final parts of the subathon, so I think it's okay to talk about this. I will admit, I'm a little disappointed with how the subathon has been going. Mostly because, I don't know. I wonder if it's because I didn't give a full proper schedule that not many people decided to show up. When it came to making and figuring out how I wanted to do the subathon, I thought that people would want me to go through games that are that you can enjoy throughout the entire subathon, so they didn't have to wait for specific days so they can just enjoy a singular subathon the entire time. But I don't know, it just feels, it just feels like things are a little quieter this year compared to last year, which is a little disappointing to me. Who can do Cut really well? How about... You know what? Videl is the type of person to be a vigilante out on the street, and when she grows up to be a Rose Raid, that's basically Batman, right? But yeah, just I don't know. I just feel like this year's subathon has not really been feeling all that, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little greedy, but it's just like, oh no, I just feel like there's not a whole lot of people coming out to hang out at the subathons anymore. I remember like the last year's subathon, a lot more people dropped by, so I'm just like, man, I wonder where everybody is. Again, it's entirely possible I'm just like overthinking it and stuff like that, but To be fair, the whole hellhole of this year, you're not wrong. This has been a really rough year for a lot of people, so I can't really blame anyone for that. It's just, like, I just wish that, like, everyone was able to, like... Oh, right, I can't cut yet. Yep, okay, just want to make sure on that one. It's just, I don't know, I guess, like... I guess I just feel like I was hoping that I can still manage to do all right this year, but I feel like a lot of my sleep schedule has kind of affected my ability to actually be able to stream and like make money. And I'm sorry, like a lot of this year was like plagued with self-doubt, so I've just been really stressed out lately due to that. And as for what my favorite Pokemon is, Liminality. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this a few times, considering how I shiny hunted my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, my favorite Pokemon would indeed be Ditto. I love me my squishy boy who is able to turn into literally anything, including cute women. I'm sorry to realize that why I like Ditto. That being said, though, it's actually kind of funny, because that's actually not the reason why I liked Ditto growing up. I just really like the idea of a Pokemon that can turn into anything that it wanted to be. I don't know, just reminded me of how I would actually be like when it comes to, like, you know, how I decide to perceive the future, because I'm, like, one thing I've always subscribed to when it came to, like, storytelling or just, like, life in general, I always believe in being able to achieve the impossible and being able to, like, decide your own fate, because I believe in... It sounds bad when I say it like this, because I swear I'm not trying to. Oh my God! What the frick, Liminality?
Thank you!
What the actual hell? Are you insane? Are you crazy? That's so many subs! Why 32 specifically?
Thank you!
This is to bring you back to reality.
I don't even know what's going on anymore! Who are you people? That is so many gift subs from Valorant! Was it actually specifically 32? Ditto is number 132, 132 mod 50 equals 32. What would you have done if I said my favorite Pokemon was Goldango? No! Like, thank you, but like you said, this was an awful year for everyone. Are you sure you're okay with this, Liminality? Like, obviously I can't refund it. That's on Twitch's end. I'm just saying, jeez, dude. Thank you so much. And Gaddy, thanks for the resub for 53 months. I wasn't trying to make people feel bad by complaining about people not being around, you know. As if it was Godango, it would have been 0, unfortunately, because 1,000% of 50 is 0. Fair. I do cryptic sub-bomb things? As long as you're financially taking care of yourself, that's all that's my main concern, okay? I appreciate it. It's just, yeah. You are? Okay. And this I weren't super plain on picking a number? I guess so, fair enough. Well, that's a lot of Valorant subs that came out of that too, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 8 Valorant.
Thank you.
Dirt Dog? Did we seriously?
Thank you.
Dirt Dog, thank you so much for the 12 gift subs as well. That hit the Hat in Time playthrough. Guys. You guys are already generous enough as it is. You realize that, right? So much for the 12 gift subs, Dirt Dog, and that's another 4 from Val. Oh my god, I just realized.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Bulbasaur. Aggers, thank you so much for gift sub to Beak as well. Okay, let's read through this really quick, okay? So obviously we hit the Hat in Time playthrough. I will read out the subs in a moment. Let me first update the sub goal really quick. 1 second, everyone. Okay, so we finished the Hat in Time playthrough incentive. So the next incentive is the Spyro Reignited trilogy. You know, I don't even know which version of that I'm gonna grab, but I'll try. Okay, so 300. I think we were at 101? Yeah, I think we were at 101 off of that. Actually, no, wait. No, we got an extra 1. No, we got extra 4 off of that. I don't know how to factor this. I think we were at 202. Yeah, I think it was 201. Yeah, like, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, but I think we were at 201. Well, leave it at that. Guys, let me read out the subs before I actually start going into this. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Jesus Christ, Valorant gave freaking 8 gift subs from the 32 gift sub bomb that Liminality gave. So, like, let's actually think about this here. The fact that they normally only drop 1 gift sub per 5, and the fact that you dropped, what, 6? And then they gave 8? That means we randomly... You know, there's actually... I actually saw a equation wherein Valorant gives extra gift subs based on, like, percentage. Let me double check how much the percentage was. Just because I want to, like, give the math on the mathematical probability of this actually happening. Okay, so, for every 5 gift subs gifted, so if there's a 1 gift sub, if there's 5 gift subs, there's a 75% chance that's just 1 bonus 1, so it's just 1 extra 1. But if you give, but there's a 15% chance that they'll give 2 to 5 bonus gift subs instead of 1. And there's a 7% chance of giving 6 to 20 bonus ones. And in the most unlikely of unlikelihoods, if you give 5 gift subs, Valorant would have a 2% chance of giving you 21 to 100 bonus gift subs. Can you imagine if Valorant actually gave us 100 gift subs for 5 gift subs? That would actually be insane. That's like getting like multiple S ranks in Zelda Zone Zero. Anyway. First off with the 8 gift subs from Valorant to Crazy Sunshine, Sapphire 1x7, Kyle Dragonborn 64, Straw Hat Sasha, Brady Bard, The Game 4, Hypercole, and Tourette'Stle 123. Eliminality with the actual 32 gift subs to Penny Vespel, Light Assassin. Right, everyone enjoyed hype train emotes, by the way. Thank you so much again. Light Assassin, Boy in His Turret, Regulus 58, Rootmaster Zorks, Bleach Bummer, Soul Warrior, Umbra Husky, 4-Letter Man, Max Spatial Awareness, Phoenix Roseblade, Aim, Hero Chaos Chow, Waddle Guy, Cabal 64, Jester's Herald, Glace of the Fresh Snow, Majira Kapu, Jesse Starblaster, Ryan 19 so-and-so, Plain Rocky, Sane Proxy, General Tank, LaFon version 2, J Siege 1K, Curry Bro, Zenol Zokia, Meatloaf Super Gaming, Danny the Nerd, Mike JM, Vale Araragi, and Scoot Scott. Gaddy with the resub, as I said, thank you so much again. The 4 Valorant gift subs to Alive, Shin Dude, Rena Foremus, Palm 5, Lola Alola, and Dirt Dog gift. Actually, the Lola one was also a Dirt Dog one. To Erilyn, Southis, Chase Stick, Green, Crazy DK, Jolteron, Salem the Cat, Pastel Sakurai YouTube, Dandy Enigma, Volt Knight, and Retozels 96. Alright. Let's actually factor this out here. 32. So let's think about this here. That would mean we plus 8, which ends up being 40. So we had to shift generations 4 times, plus another 10 from Dirt Dog, which also added another, how many Valorant gift subs? 4, so that was like 16. Hang on, let me do the math here. I'm gonna have to do math on this one because it's a little awkward. So 40 plus 16 plus an additional 1 from Gaddy plus an additional 1 from Aggers. So that's 58. Okay, so if I'm doing this properly here, so we have to shift generations 5 different times. So we're in Gen 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we end up going to Pokemon White. And then we have to add in 6 gift subs, which I'm going to count as 10 minutes. So that's going to be 1 hour of Nuzlocke in Pokemon White. Fantastic. I'm kind of amazed that after all those gift subs, we still somehow ended up going to the next generation regardless. That was like a full-ass loop. All right, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1 hour of Nuzlocke rules. Oh god, this is gonna suck. All right, let's see how this goes then. This isn't the worst thing in the world. We still have Gawamatsu, we have Karina, and we got Magellan. We can work with this, I think. We just gotta do a little bit of running around, gain some extra levels, and yeah, we'll be fine. I want to repeat again, thank y'all so much for y'all's kindness. I said it once, I'll say it again. Y'all seriously are what keeps the lights going around here. So if it wasn't for you guys, I would not be able to stream nearly as much. So thank you guys so freaking much. Thank y'all so much again. All right. I'm just mostly wandering around this area to see if there's no stuff that we can pick up around here. Oh, wait. I forgot that we have, like, the item finder. The world's greatest item finder. Always happy to help. Again, you guys are so helpful. Thank you so much. I feel bad, too, because, like, you guys probably have your own financial troubles that you have to worry about. And then here you are worrying about me by providing me, like, money that I'm probably going to end up spending on video games. But hey, those are video games I get to play for all y'all, so hopefully it balances out, right? Alright, let's see here. You know what I'm hoping for? I'm hoping that they do another, not like September thing, but do you remember during earlier this year, they actually did a bonus incentive thing where it's like, hey, we're gonna do a week of not September so you can get some extra free stuff for streamers and stuff like that. So we got a whole bunch of extra bonus subs and stuff like that, while also giving massive discounts for subs. And I'm like, I hope that they can do more of those in the future. That'd actually be really nice. I don't think you're being selfish and hoping for more from this year's subathon. If you had an expectation you didn't hit, it's fair to be disappointed. That said, to eliminate a point, yeah, this year hasn't been kind to anyone. It's weird though, because it's like, you guys ever feel conflicted because it's like you always are planning for ideas that you want to do, but then you feel like it's a bit of a conflict on who you are as a person? I'm not sure if anybody else feels this way, but it's like, I feel like the nature of capitalism is antithesis to who I am as a person. Because like, when it comes to me, I don't like thinking about money that much. Yeah, I mean, yes, obviously I have to think about money in terms of, oh, I have to pay for things. Oh, I have to think about money that can help support myself and my family, blah, 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 blah. But like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you are, oh my god. I think we should be fine here as long as I swap to Karina. But it's like one of those things where it's like, by your nature, you don't really like thinking about you don't really like thinking about money because you're more concerned about making others happy. If that makes any sense. Because like, when it comes to me, I don't like thinking about, oh man, am I making enough money off of these streams? I rather to be thinking, I'm forced to think about this because, you know, I want to try to make streaming a career for myself, but like, as a person, I'd rather be focusing on the entertainer side of things, you know? I don't want to think about, oh man, I need to be making more moonies. How can I make more moonies? And I don't want to think like that. I'd rather I'd rather be thinking, oh, hey, what can I do to help better my community by helping everybody relax and be chill and be able to take their mind off of things and escape from the reality of the crushing nature of reality. And I'm just like, while also like, hang on, what? You're a physical attacker, right? Yes, you are. Mother trucker. All right. But yeah, it's just like, I just want to be able to help people to chill and not worry about life nearly as much as life likes taking a dump on everybody else. Oh my god! I just realized Kawamatsu is a... Oh wait, no, hang on a second. No, wait, sorry. I got red mixed up. For some reason I thought red was bad. No, red is actually increasing, blue is decreasing. I got it mixed up. Okay, so we actually have an increased special attack stat. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Many people have that or similar things because of need to survive, such as dilemma. No, exactly! That's what I'm saying. It's like... How do I put it? Like... If we can live in a proper society where our basic needs are accounted for and we can just, like, live life comfortably for ourselves while also, like, doing our jobs, because like, you know, you still need a job at the end of the day because like people need to do jobs. It's just, I just want us to be able to live comfortably, and then we're able to like help each other like be better people, encourage other people to be better themselves, and be kind to everybody, you know? And that's what I'd rather be doing with my time instead of worrying about money all the time. Right, I can't go this way because I need to go beat the Pokemon League, if I recall correctly? I think that was the case anyway. Oh, so like universal basic income? Basically. Universal basic income works, but we sure as heck ain't steering in that direction. Man, I love capitalism! Don't you love being able to starve to death because you can't afford your ability to live in your home? Oh, another quick claw. Who do we give this quick claw to? I guess we'll give it to Karina. She doesn't really need it, but I'll do it. Hey Lundia, how's it going? What's WFH again? I'm really bad at acronyms. There are certain people who are obsessed with certain items. They'll even buy items for a lot. Yep. Guys, so you know how much I love this game? I remember when I first came here, hearing the music as we walked along this bridge, moving in a 3D space in a Pokemon game, and looking at all the little trucks moving around. I got really sentimental going through this bridge area. It's honestly such a spectacle, and it makes me feel so emotional every time I cross this bridge. And then there's like a boat beneath us. It just fills me with a lot of emotion every time I come here. It also is great because I always come here whenever I needed to breed Pokemon eggs, because like this is like the longest pathway you can take. So many of my Pokemon just exists like and was born on this bridge. And all my children just come up to me and it's like, hey, Limit, where was I when I was born? You were born on this bridge, honey, and I hope you're proud of that. Oh, work from home. Yeah. I mean, working from home is great, but like some jobs can't allow you to do that. Like office jobs work from home, thumbs up. But like stuff that needs like physical labor, that can't be helped, unfortunately. Imagine your company is starting to ask people to return to the office. That was the one thing you could point to and say they got right. It doesn't impact you since everyone in your team is in a different state, but I still feel bad. No, I get that. It's like, if you're working an office job, freaking let people do their office work. Which Pokemon do you want to evolve? I'll worry about that later. If I recall correctly, this guy just gives you a evolution stone, so I'd rather save that until I figure out which Pokemon I actually want to evolve. I will say this does give me a little bit of motion sickness whenever I walk back and forth between here. Man, the first 3D city in Castelia. And it's not even that, like, unique. It's pretty straightforward overall. I don't remember what this person wanted to be my favorite. Let's see if we move our starter front. Oh, nothing happens. Do you know Geonet? Yep, I know Geonet, thank you. Lord knows there's enough tracking software off the laptop. Sounds like Jess just trying to take off a lot of time. Alright. I remember certain Pokemon centers having TMs you can buy, and of course they don't have any here. Mother trucker. Do I want to buy anything here? Not really. I guess I can buy 10 net balls. Sure, why not? I'll grab 10 of these. That's it for Agar's discontentment with their job. I totally get it. Why do you think I don't have a real job? If any, I will say this, if anything, I probably should never actually, like, complain about the fact that I do my own job by streaming all the time. But even then, I'm gonna, like, it's not a very safe method to do a job because, like, man, do you know how little money I make? I make, like less than, how much do I make? I make like less than 20% of minimum wage. That is not a lot of money. You should not get, like, content creation is such a crapshoot on whether or not you actually find any success. And it is a stressful time. Because, like, you basically have to be constantly doing things for yourself, and there's, like, no time for yourself to be able to relax. Like, whenever I'm not streaming, I'm still working on stream-related work, because I'm trying to, like, figure out what I need to, spend, like, what do I need to buy? What do I need to do in order to, like, video edit? What do I need to do in order to get, like, a bunch of different projects done while also meeting up with different people? Do you know how hard it is to network with people when you are socially anxious the entire time? I'd much you know that joke meme where, like, a bunch of people are hanging out at a party and there's one dude in the corner that's like, oh, they don't know I'm so-and-so. I want to be that guy in the corner, other room, just happily not being noticed. That would make me omega happy. Also, hey Glaze, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I was just, like, complaining about, like, jobs alongside the chat members who were also complaining about their jobs. I don't like being noticed either. Nah, I get... Feel free to lurk away if you want to, Ashley. Appreciate you being here regardless, though. Thank you. But Limit, that's how you get adopted by the extroverts. I want the extroverts to do all the work, like, conversation for me. I don't have the energy to be the one who's just like talking all the time. Let me sit in the corner enjoying everybody's company without actually interacting with them. And yep, we got Nuzlocke rules going on for a bit. Every gift sub, every time someone subscribes, I add 10 minutes onto the count. So we gotta play this real careful. Right, you have rock throw. That's not terrifying whatsoever. I hate the fact that this thing had bide. Why did this thing have bide? Oh, cool. I don't have any healing items. Great, 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 great. Yeah. This is why we always have to head out back to the Pokemon Center. Whenever you get noticed, it tends to be not for good things. For real. I just want everyone to be able to, like, live comfortably and just, like, you know, okay, I will say this. Like, even though I try to, like, encourage people to talk in my chat, I don't want to force people to talk in my chat, if you know what I mean. Because, like, obviously, like, having an active chat is nice to have as a streamer. But at the same time, I don't want people to be forced to do uncomfortable things for themselves just for my sake. So, like, every time I always, like, have to remind everyone, hey, remember, like, you can lurk in my chat if you want to. Just chat whenever you feel like. But I'll say this, like, as a streamer, oh my god, do you know how hard it is to be an introvert and then be forced to, like, give commentary for 4 freaking hours? It gets exhausting a while, everybody. Your mental is just not there by the end of the stream, and then I just, like, as soon as I'm done with my post-stream work, I just, like, fall asleep in my bed because I'm just so mentally drained. But then, like, but you know what's even worse about that? Even if I go and take a nap, it's so bad because there's still more work I need to be doing. Like, I could be networking with people in the late night hours because, like, that's when everybody who is streaming comes out of woodwork and starts hanging out with each other and talking about stuff. Sorry for complaining so much about streaming. I don't want to seem like I dislike hanging out with you guys. I want to be abundantly clear. I really do enjoy streaming a lot, and I do enjoy being able to blabber about stuff sometimes because, like, you know, you get those hyperfixations sometimes, and you're just like, I just want to talk about the topic I care about a lot right now. But it's like, it's so weird. Like, you know what kind of streamer, what kind of person I am? I'm someone who is so worried they're gonna be saying the dumbest things possible. I always feel like, man, Limit, you gotta watch your words or people are going to take you out of context, or they're going to think that you're a colossal dummy and they're going to point and laugh at you. They're going to laugh at you, Limit. And I'm like, well, that's the risk I take by going online publicly and having everybody watch me play video games, isn't it? But yeah, I'm just like, I just want to be able to put on an entertaining enough show for everybody to, like, hopefully be able to, like, grow myself as a streamer. I will say this, I'm also feeling self-conscious right now because it's like, man, Limit, why are you talking so much about you mother trucker? You better not have pursuit, you jerk. But yeah, like, I worry sometimes I do too much real talk during these streams and it sounds like I'm just bitching and moaning the entire time, and I never want y'all to feel that way. Basculin. I guess we can throw out Magellan first. You like real talk, to be honest? I mean, hey, whatever makes you happy. I don't know, like, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Like I said, I just get self-conscious because it's like, oh man, Limit, too much real talk is bad. You want to be an entertainer, that you better be able to, you know, put on a good show. Oof, I don't know if we're going to survive this. I think a protect probably is a good idea here. There we go, and then he gets poisoned. I don't feel comfortable here. I think we're just going to swap to Kawamatsu to survive this. A little too close for comfort, frankly. Now punch him in the face. You know, every time I think about, ooh, water pulse, eh? I mean, that's just an inherently better water gun. But yeah, it's just like I want to balance it out because, like, I want to be able to, like, relate to people by talking seriously about stuff, but at the same time, it's like, too much real talk can be exhausting after a while, you know? Sometimes you need that lighthearted things in life to help you chillax, relax, and, you know, enjoy them video games, yo. Speaking of video games, hey, how about you let me complain about Pokemon a little bit? So, last Friday, the Pokemon Company finally allowed us to get shiny versions of Koraidon and Miraidon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You know, the box legendaries. So, like, those Pokemon are normally impossible to get because they are shiny locked in the base game. So the only way you can get them is through, like, get them officially is through events. And you know what? So they made it so that you can get them, but you have to get them through a code card that you pick up from GameStop if you lived in United States. So you have to go to GameStop to pick it up, and the event lasts for like 2 weeks. Here's the thing, though. Have you guys been keeping up with the whole scalper situation with Pokemon lately? I've been deadboxing / releasing it depending on the situation. Mostly releasing, though. Like 90% of them have been released. But anyway, so like with what's been going on in regards to that is that a whole bunch of scalpers went to these GameStops and were like, hey, we would like to get a bunch of codes, please and thank you. And then, like, some stores just, like, gave multiple cards over to scalpers. Like, they would just, like, grab a whole group of scalpers who go there. And no, some GameStops are like, oh, you can only have one per person. And they're like, thumbs up. And then there's, like, a whole group of 5 to 10 people going to grab, like, scalper cards. And that just, like, leaves, like, the store with, like, not that many cards left, because some stores got, like, 20 cards to 50 cards, depending on the location. So that leaves, like, 10 cards left over for the people who come by. It's like, oh, sorry, we're all out of cards. And unfortunately, we're not restocking. Sorry. And, like, it's just so awful for everyone who weren't able to get it. I was able to get it. And I was but that's only because I got lucky. I went in early in the morning. A lot of people I knew who went later in the day, nah, gone. Like, I know like my buddy Gaddy was going to go after work. They were all gone. I always think of the torn cereal box at Target back when you could find TCG packs inside them. Or in one store's case, like 50, 60 people when there's only like 20 cards. Exactly! The Pokemon Company should have given these out online. Honestly, the fact that... Okay, here's the reason why I talked to my buddy Bermsai about it, who is a lawyer who does a lot of research into market research and stuff like that. What happened was probably that GameStop and Pokemon Company cut a deal so that, like, they released, like, the new packs for Pokemon TCG alongside the shiny Pokemon cards as a cross promotion with GameStop. So it was part of a deal that they did. Unfortunately, they did a terrible job trying to counteract freaking scalpers. Ugh. You know what's the worst part? When I went to go there, you know what the first thing I came across was? A long line and a bunch of people walked up to me and say, hey, do you want to buy Pokemon cards? I'll sell it to you at MSRP. And I'm like, the MSRP? And I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. But like, my God, they have so little shame. They are trying to scalp literally inside the store. I am so goddamn sick of these scalpers. On Friday, you learned the GameStop near you is closed, so it's going to be replaced by a Yemne Cafe, which looks really cool. Oh, that's cool. And then you went today to the next town over, and they were out. They had a sign door with a sad Pikachu. Oh, Aggers, I'm sorry to hear that. Believe me, you're not the only one who's going through that, as I've been saying. A lot of people have been dealing with that. This is the part where you roundhouse kick them and take their shit? Nah, you don't rob people. They did buy it legally. They're just assholes that resell it. You are so happy you don't care about shinies? I do love shinies. Here's the thing, though. I care about shinies. I really do. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta figure out where you draw the line on what you're gonna do. And you know what? I feel like people should realize, hey, you know what? As much as I want shinies, I'm not willing to drop money on them to scalpers. I am not going to support their livelihood. But yeah, like, it's also awful because it's not just, it's like really annoying in America because like every code card only has like one singular code. So you can only get one Pokemon per card. You know what's wild? In Japan, apparently each code card actually came with 2 codes. One for Scarlet and one for Violet, so you can get both dragons if you had both versions. And I'm just like, why is Japan handling this so much better than America? I kind of figured it might have been an early and then out situation, though it's been busy. Yeah, it definitely was that situation, Aggers, which is why I had to like rush to get over there as quickly as I can so I could make sure I was able to snatch it in time. Which didn't help because my family only has one car and my family was using the car at the time, so I had to wait until they got home before I went. I was legitimately worried I wasn't going to be able to get them in time. And even then, I was actually lucky that my family decided to join me because I had to ask one of them to help me pick up one card. Again, I want to be clear, I'm not normally greedy, but like, I did want to get one shiny of both of them, so I needed one of my family members to go in and grab a card for me. So that way I can get both shiny Miraidon and Koraidon. The worst part is that they're doing this again in October 15th, and now scalpers see a pattern with how these codes are. And now, what do you mean they're doing this on October 15th? What's going on October 15th? I'll be real, I legitimately just woke up before the stream, so I don't know what's going on. So now it's likely the scalpers will scalp the video game. Oh, you mean for Legends Arceus? Not Arceus, Legends CA? I don't like thinking about that. That being said, though, I don't understand why they would scalp video games when, you know, there's probably like a surplus of video games that's going to be really hard to buy out the entire bulk of it. Like, normally Nintendo's pretty good at keeping their games pretty well stocked. But that being said, though, if they do somehow manage to buy out the games, I hate it because it basically encourages people to pre-order games. But at the very least, you know what's great, though? At the very least, people have slowly stopped scalping Amiibo. Because you know why? Nintendo's done a pretty good job of keeping Amiibo stocked, while also making it so that almost no one wants to buy Amiibo anymore because they are extremely expensive. Also in Japan, you had to show your Switch and your game. Man, that's crazy. Again, wild times. Is there any sort of mandate that says that they can only give you one card at a time? Because you don't see why you couldn't just ask for both. Yeah, I think they're I think they're specifically said to only give out one at a time. So it is what it is. I don't mind. I personally didn't mind. It makes sense. It's to tier scalpers. Not that it ever actually stopped them, but still. I figure it's a lot harder to scalp a product when you can also buy digital. That too. But no, I do agree with Nameless. At the very least, you can pick up the game digitally if you don't want to grab it physically. So, you know, there is that. So let's be honest about that one. And I will be real. I'm slowly starting to feel like maybe I should stop buying physical media. And I'm not saying that, okay, I want to be abundantly clear. I am not telling people to stop buying physical media. I'm just talking about my personal situation. This has nothing to do with what I personally believe in. I believe that people at the end of the day should buy. I encourage people to buy physical media because, you know, it helps, like, with archival stuff. But something that was made aware to me, like, fairly recently. A lot of video game physical media isn't really able to support long-term archiving because a lot of it is due to the physical forms themselves because the data inside of the cartridges or discs, yes, even discs, they will deteriorate over time. And because of that, people need to dump those ROMs onto a computer, so those end up being digital anyway, in order to actually archive. It also goes both ways because eventually your hard drive will die. Absolutely. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, maybe maybe we should get digital media, but then at the same time, I'm like, is there an easy way to, oh hey, evolution. But at the same time, is there an easy way to actually archive digital media? I don't know how easy it is to dump a ROM from a digital copy versus a physical copy. I'll say, hey, Meds, how you doing? Good thing external storage space is so affordable. Oh man, I love my 2 terabyte hard drive. That costs like $200. And it's not an SSD. I need a new... Guys, if I'm gonna get external hard drives, I'm starting to think I need to buy SSD externals. But those things are expensive. Do you know how expensive SSD external hard drives are? I think it's normally the same nowadays because you need the console hacked regardless of your knowledge. Okay, in that case, then, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know if it's better to have, like, physical or digital at that point. Because, like, at the end of the day, like I said, just do what makes sense to you personally. I personally encourage, like, physical media. But at the same time, it's like, man, if my physical media is just going to die on me anyway, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to have to spend more money to buy a digital copy. And it's also worse for, like, games that just, like, don't even... It's also even worse for games that have been, like, removed from the digital market. Look at you! Super Mario 3D All-Stars? Yay! Encino. Screw it. I think it's normally the same nowadays because you need the console, blah blah blah. I don't think about how long it lasts. By the time the game's die, we'll probably have other ways to access them. I guess it's just I don't like. Here's the thing. When I purchase a game, I want them to last as long as possible because obviously I don't want to spend more money. I don't want to be like, oh, hey, here's my copy of Super Mario Super Mario Galaxy. I don't want the cartridge to randomly die on me in 10 years and then force me to buy it again. Because you know what? The older I get, the more time passes way more quickly for me, and I can't... And as time passes more quickly around me, I'm just feeling like I'm going to be purchasing those games a lot sooner than later. I am not using a hyper potion. I guess we can have Magellan finish you off. So it's not a matter of like. So I mean, it is partially a matter of accessing them for, you know, archive reasons. Yeah, all that. But like. Wait, hang on a second. Hang on. Sorry for a random pause. I had to double check really quick. I thought I lost internet for a moment there, but we're good. But it's just like, you know, as someone who doesn't have a whole lot of money, I don't want to spend more money to just get the same game again. There's that EXP share I was looking for. If only buying physical nets you a digital party, but there's no way to ensure that without anyone getting screwed. I mean, if we can get like a digital copy of that, that would be crazy. Do you know how nuts it would be if they actually offered digital copies alongside physical copies? Like, that would be a consumer, like, dream. That will never happen, though, but it would be amazing. What do you want to do with the external? Just extra constant storage or for long-term storage? Long-term storage, liminality, basically I want to use them for backups. Something's wrong with my game here. Hang on a second. Let me do a quick save state here. I mean, let me reset. Yeah, let's go with that. You know what's weird? For some reason, it's not letting me save, and I have no idea why it's not letting me save. What the hell is going on here? That's weird. I think the ROM bugged out. Oh well, it's fine. Doesn't matter that much. If long-term, then HDD should be fine. HDD treated right have longer storage life when not plugged in than SSD. That is true. The only issue is that they take forever to be able to, like, move stuff onto and off of the thing. I hate moving stuff onto an HDD because of how long it takes. Like, it usually takes, like, hours to do. I mean, you just leave it on overnight. You're not wrong. It's just annoying because, like, you need, like, multiple... Like, it's good to have, like, multiple copies on standby in case, you know? Which is why I kind of like being able to, like, store things online. Which is why, like, the majority of my... Which is why, like, all my VODs are stored online, for example. And also, it's really concerning if I ever lose my YouTube channel, so let's pray that never happens, okay? Cool, cool, thanks. Either they would have to have DRM on it or get really crazy abused by people selling the physical copy, basically. This already sort of happened back on the 360. Each game you bought on the shop had a license tied to your account and console. So what people would do was transfer the console license to someone else and just keep the account license so two people could play the same copy of a game. Oh my god, people really... Yeah, people take advantage of stuff for sure. It's just, I don't know what the right solution is when it comes to, like, equal balance of, like, consumer... Like, how do I put it? Like, equal balance of treating the consumers well while also at the same time being able to, like... Like, basically, just... What am I trying to say here? Like, I want an equal balance... Sorry, I was just reading the game. So, like, I want... What is going on? I don't remember this part of the game. Right. What's your hobby? Movies. What is your job? Self-employed. What if you downloaded the game, but you had to use a physical thing to access it? Huh. How would that work, though? Like, what would the physical thing that you use to access it be? Would it be just like, oh, like the console, like, ID or something like that? Or it could just be shaped like a game, put in a bot? Yeah, I was about to say, Miz, isn't that just the Switch 2 key card games? I didn't realize he meant that literal. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing, though. Hey, Sagami. We hit the hat and time incentive? Yes, we did, because Liminality was incredibly generous, and so was Aggers and Dirt Dog. Okay, here's the thing, Meds. Like... Oh my god, are you serious? Valor dropped 3 gift subs on that? Are you crazy? Sagami, thank you so much for 5 gift subs to Ogrimar, Go Goro, DJ Soreso, Mamuterator, and Rosie, and Valorant with the 3 gift subs to Aiden, Cosmic Chocolate, and Anti7. Okay, so Meds, here's the thing. If we were to go with the game key card ideas, cool. But what about those who specifically get physical copies because they don't have the digital space for it? Because, like, a lot of people are forced to end up buying way larger micro SD cards in order to be able to store their games. That's you. You don't like game key cards. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, this was not a real solution. Yeah. I don't know. It's rough. By the way, since Meds is here, can we get a shout out for Meds? Hey, so Meds is doing an 8-hour stream tomorrow. I'm not going to be around for the entire thing. Actually, Meds, can you tell us what time it is tomorrow? But yeah, Meds is doing a subathon thing tomorrow. He's going to be going through Daemon X Machina. Well, not going through, but basically there's a mission in the game wherein he has to climb a tower for literal, real-world 8 hours. He's going to leave the game on for 8 hours, and is going to be doing a bunch of different stuff while waiting for those 8 hours. So he's going to be starting at 2 p.m. Central Time. Y'all should go give him all the love because, you know, he's a friend. And I want my friends to be happy, you know? Anyway, but yeah, I'll try to be around for that. I might be sleeping through some of it, but yeah. Y'all should go give him all the love. Yeah. I do know that he has a bunch of different, like, ideas that he wants to do for it, so that should be fun. Well, I didn't like you anyway, Captain Kuro. Get out of here. You bought a decent-sized micro SD for your Switch? Yeah, I bought one for my Switch 2 as well. I think it was like 100 gigabytes, I think. No, not 100. 1 terabyte. Yeah, I bought a terabyte. If I need to buy a second, like a 2 terabyte one, I'll worry about that later. Here's the other thing about the game key cards. Those cards will eventually die, just like all physical media anyway. So I don't see the point unless you plan to sell the game. Yeah, that's also another problem too, because like, if those cartridges die, then you have a digital copy that you can't even access. Ugh. I don't know. There's no solution here. You know what? You know what? There is a solution. Have the companies dump the ROMs online and be like, hey, this can play on any computer. Enjoy. Make it so that everyone who like, you know what? Not even just video games. Movies too. Like movies, TV shows, books. After like a certain amount of time, whenever like companies like stop being greedy for money, they can be like, okay, here, we just put it out for free online. Enjoy. That would completely ruin the economy. But I don't know. I feel like having nice free stuff would be cool. That's just public domain. I mean, yeah, just might as well just put everything on public domain after a while. Except make it a lot shorter instead of it being like 200 years or whatever. Everything will do that eventually. Yeah, not if Disney can have anything to say about it. Like the whole reason that the public domain thing is like over 100 years is because Disney extended it to 100 years. Like when Mickey Mouse was about to go into public domain, it was like, frick, I think it was like the 70s or 80s where they like made the Supreme Court change the laws for it. Oh, Peter!
We're in fear!
Thank you so much for a raid, dude. How's Persona 3 Reload? Hi, everyone from Peter Stream. The name's No Limit. I'm a variety streamer that plays the games that they never played through before, but I'm currently going through my PokéSubathon right now while we're bitching about purchasing video games and how annoying it is to actually be able to get them and also storing them both physically and digitally. Ugh. It's a new year? Yo! What? Wait, did you beat Persona 3 Reload? Wait, I'm pretty sure Persona 3 Reload takes place at the end of the year, right? And when it finishes? You're almost at the end. Okay, I might be thinking of Persona 5. But yeah, thank you again for the raid. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome! I'm No Limit, and I'll be streaming for you today. What can I get for you? A drink? Some emotes? Or a little memes? 3, 2, 1, fire! Limit, 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 go, go! Love it, limit, or a little memes.
Thanks again for the raid. Peter, if you gotta head out or get food or water or rest, do what you gotta do. Thank you again for the grade. Alright. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just at that point where I'm just so disillusioned with, like, the video game industry. I'm like, maybe I should, like, stop being a streamer and just move on to other things in life. Like, you know, YouTube videos. That'd be cool. I've been thinking about, like, moving on to different kinds of content creation, like, throughout this past year. And I wonder, like, how many of you would actually stick around with me and, like, see what kind of stuff I cook up for you guys to check out? Wait, did I go in here already? I don't remember. I definitely didn't go in here. Also, I picked the wrong screen. My bad. But yeah, it's just like, I'm just like slowly disillusioned with the video game industry, and I'm starting to feel like, gotta do what's right for you? Yeah, it's just like one of those scary things, because like whenever you decide to go and do something that you want, like, for yourself, you don't know how you're going to end up like performing for yourself, you know? Especially since I'm more or less comfortable with streaming. Change is typically scary, yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, you gotta do what's right by you, but at the same time, it's like, everybody wants everything to be an easy transition, you know what I mean? Did I come from this way? I don't remember where I went now. All these streets are basically the same to me. Do you know how easy it is to get lost in New York? Right, you're still not a fighting type yet. Oh wait, isn't Samurott pure water? It is pure water. Why the heck did I think it was a fighting type? Actually, no, it makes sense. Okay, let's be real here. Why the heck isn't Samurott a fighting type? Like, I get how they can perceive it as a pure water type, but it feels fighting, doesn't it? Because it's water. Yeah, but it should totally be like a fighting type. It uses a sword and it learns fighting type moves. This man just flashed me. Guys, can we call the police? If anything, he expected to be water steel if it had a dual type because it uses shells at source. You know what? That's not a bad idea either. Oh, right. I remember this room. Isn't this the room where you transform Meloetta into its alternate form? Yeah, because you bring out Meloetta over here and then he plays a song and then she just like randomly turns into the fighting type. What was it called? The pure wet form? The Parwet? I don't remember its form names. There are so many different forms in this game, I can't remember all of them. Heck, I don't even remember the Genie Trio's different forms. Then you have 2 dual types this generation, and they've never done that before, Meds? And they did firefighting for 3 gens straight. Exactly! See, what would be funny is if every starter turned into a fighting type. So it's a grass fighting type, a fire fighting type, and a water fighting type. Everyone's a fighter. And once everybody is a fighter, nobody is. Oh, shoot. Actually, no, Meds is right. Because if we made it a water steel type, that'd just be the same thing as Empoleon. Yeah, you're right. But I feel like water steel doesn't happen as much as firefighting. Also, Phantom Storm Silver, how you doing? Each starter type got at least 1 part fighting type. Actually, now that I think about it, hang on, let me think about this here. Is fighting type the most common sub-type for all the starters? But there's like peak people hating firefighting. Embar should not have been firefighting. You know what Embar should have been? Embar should have been fire dark. That would have been great. And then they made Incineroar fire dark. Pretty sure, because like, we had poison, flying for Gen 1. Everything was basic in Gen 2. Gen 3 was ground, grass, fighting. Gen 4 was fighting, steel ground. This one was pure fighting. Gen 6 was psychic fighting. Chestnut was fighting, right? I can't remember what. I'm pretty sure it was fighting. Anyway, fighting dark psychic. And then Gen 7 was fairy dark ghost. Yo, you won arcade bag? Yo, nice job, Maniacal. Delphox was fire psychic, yeah. Who cares? I care because I want to know if fighting is that prevalent. Gen 8 was... Oh, shoot. Was Rillaboom fighting? I don't remember what Rillaboom's subtype was. Oh, Gen 8 was all pure? Really? I could have sworn one of them was fire. Oh, you're saying specifically for Chestnut. Okay, yeah, okay. The fire was Cinderace? I mean, I remember Cinderace being pure, but I personally... Is it bad? I wouldn't have minded if Cinderace was firefighting. And you know, if sound type ever actually happened, I feel like Rillaboom would be reclassed to be... That's weird. My controller froze for a moment there. I would not be surprised if they decide, oh hey, surprise, you're suddenly a sound type. Out of the 27 starters we have so far, 5 of them were part fighting. Chestnut was grass fighting, Quilava was... Quaquaval is water fighting, and we have Blaziken, Infernape, and Emboar firefight. So over a 9th of all the starters were fighting type. Oh my god. Hey, Sharon. Actually, is it pronounced Sharon or is it pronounced Karen or Sharon or Saran or I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hey, Berg. I mean, fighting is a real good and easy to slip into any types. You get it? I guess so. Sharon is how you see it. I always called it Sharon personally, yeah. Also, I don't remember where I go here. It's been so long since I played Gen 5. Where the hell do I go? Here you are. You're bad at this game? I'm so good at video games. I know how to master buttons better than anyone. Unless I have to compete with, like, Maniacal and Meds, in which case they're annoying. Aaron Hansen moment, skipping a dialogue? This is like my 3rd time playing this game, dude. Don't tell me you read all the dialogue when you play it again. Normally, if you don't remember where you need to go, yes. I mean, I remember the basics of the game. Man, I remember when I first heard the Team Plasma battle theme. I really like this battle theme. I think I like the remix of it, like remixes of it more than I actually like the DS sound font for it though. It's too silly for you? I mean, they're a silly bunch of characters. I like it, like that. It's only when you get to like the end game where you're fighting against like Getis where they start like getting more serious battle themes. Bug bite. I guess we get rid of Pursuit, right? Yeah, get rid of Pursuit. You like the Black 2, White 2 Plasma theme a bit more? The Black 2, White 2 Plasma theme is better. I do agree on that. Okay. Okay! I can't believe how many times I missed in a row there. Pearly! I love this guy. He's so stupid. I love him. Every time I think about, like, pill bugs that roll around, though, you know what I think of? I think about Chucky's pill bug. Anybody remember Chucky's pill bug? You know, the one that died? Limit, have you played Pokken? I have played Pokken. I played it with, like, Meds and Maniacal a long time ago. Name one after Kawamatsu? That was, Gaddy's idea. Every time I think about this Pokemon, I think about death. Yeah, exactly. You don't? I mean, I am playing a Nuzlocke after all. Everybody dies in this. You miss playing Pokken? Sagami, wasn't your main, like, Gardevoir? I hate Get This. You know, I would ask if they would ever make a Pokken 2, but honestly, like, I don't think it'll ever happen at this point. Mostly because they're too busy making new Tekken games. Because if I recall correctly, Pokken was made by the original, like, the Tekken team, right? So if you pick up the Switch version, you at least try out Scizor out of former Faith Mon posterity. I do own the Switch version, so you have people who would play it with you. There might have been some Pokken machines at MAG based on previous years you want to go around again. They also barely cared to bring it to the West. That's because we don't, like, have arcades. Like, any arcades we have are, like, Dave and Buster's or something. Oh, you mean the actual game? Okay, I thought you meant the arcade game. Yeah, like, they barely cared bringing it over. I mean, I wouldn't say that. They at least gave us that custom controller on Wii U, remember that? I still have that custom controller sitting on my shelf literally right now. Pokemon games never go on sale. Yeah, I just randomly picked it up one day at Best Buy. Mostly because, like, whenever I do my Black Friday shopping, I always, like, grab a few games. My Black Friday shopping is going to be real cheap this year, though, because I don't have the money to afford these anymore. I used to spend $100, like, several $100s buying games on Black Friday. Nowadays, I'm too busy worried about other things I need to spend money on. Yay! You were really expecting a Pokken sequel a few years ago. The official Twitch channel was streaming, giving out free codes for the game if you spam Pokken Not Dead in chat. That's really funny, actually. You got to play the Pokken arcade machine during a trial run years ago. Yo, that's cool. You got your Pokken copy for $22! How did you get Pokken for $22? I think bug types resist poison, right? I'm pretty sure that was the case. Venipede. Karina should handle this fine. I imagine it was on sale. I am surprised that GameStop had it on sale for $22. I was looking for sales for it forever. I never found one. Unless he just like walked into the store and got it that way. You also got Star Allies for $22? Again, that is a surprise to me. I paid damn full price for these games. Maybe I should stop buying things on so close to release. Oh yeah, was it also pre-owned? If it was pre-owned, fair enough. I was buying new copies, so yeah. Dweeble. Rock? Kawamatsu's got this, I think. Pokemon was pre-owned. Okay, that explains a lot. Kirby was a digital. Yeah, of course your games are going to be cheap because of that. I'm so used to seeing pre-owned only knock you off like $5 at best. Different times, I guess. I can't tell if I like the honey or the spider webs for the gyms between this game and Black and White 2. Speaking of digital codes, fun fact, when you were younger, you ran into a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in GameStop. Being young, you didn't understand it was a download code and got your dad to buy it. I didn't even have it. That is so unfortunate, Nameless. Oh my god. To be fair, you know what's really funny? I got my parents to buy a PS2. Guess who didn't understand the concept of memory cards? I didn't know what a memory card was because I was so used to games saving onto cartridge. I didn't realize, oh, wait a second. Maybe I need like a device to store my save files. So for like months, I tell you, I was unable to save any games. I played all the way to Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts 1. And then when I turned off the game, I was like, oh no. That generation was also brutal for that. Yep. Memory cards were expensive back then, guys. I knew what a memory card was, but I didn't realize it was required at first. Got mine a few days later. Exactly! I didn't know it was required! I just assumed, oh, I just assumed that, oh, it naturally has the ability to save something. Why would it give you a system that can't have save files, right? Of course, that's just packaged in nowadays for every system. But back then, no! You had to buy a memory card separately. You thought since hit and run just required you to play it in one run? What's funny is that the next generation, it wasn't required. No, that's what I'm saying! Like the one generation. Actually, no. Memory cards were part of PS1, right? Yeah, it was PS1, PS2, GameCube, and some N64 games. Exactly. But even then, like, we had like, what's it called? Why am I blanking here? But even then, like, I think they gave you, like, the way the story with, like, Donkey Kong 64. Or was that just, like, something else? I don't remember anymore. You just... No, that was the expansion pack. That's what it was. I didn't even realize that there was a memory card for N64. Memory cards weren't bundled with PS1, PS2 in the box, right? No, they weren't. You had to buy them separately. Like, I think you had to get, like, special editions in order to actually be able to get, like, a memory card with a game. Like, they give you, like, special memory cards that are based off of the game or something like that. I remember they did something like that with a few different games. Actually, do I want to fight Berg like this? A few of my Pokemon took a little damage here. We'll rush to the Pokemon Center really quick. Are the clowns T-posing? No, they're just balancing on one foot. There's a difference. Like, you can only assert dominance if both feet are on the ground. If you take one off the ground, you are now no longer T-posing for dominance. You are now T-posing to be silly. Or if you're floating, that too. I liked memory cards a lot for games that you could do two-player stuff with. Oh, hang on a second, guys. My headset broke! There we go. No, it's fine. Like, I was just adjusting my headset and, like, you know, like how it slides? It sometimes slides off of the actual, thing that holds it together, so I just have to slot it back in. Nah, like, it happens sometimes. These are cheap headsets. They're very easy. They're very flimsy. I got a expensive pair of headsets, but I didn't like how they sounded, so I went back to my cheaper ones. I like bass boosted headsets, and like, I could have artificially did it myself, but I'm like, nah, I'll just stick with my cheap headsets. Meds helped me try to find some better ones, but I'm like, stupid. I'm personal preference, Meds. You shut up. I guess DS and Saturn. Wait. Oh, sorry, not DS. You wrote DC. You mean Dreamcast. My bad. I forgot Dreamcast has memory cards. Yeah. Memory cards were a shockingly short-lived concept, kind of like the in-between cartridge between storage and console storage. It lasted for one console, like two console generations. That's the evolution of technology for you, I guess. Funny thing is that Xbox also had memory cards, but that died in like a year because you could just save to the hard drive. Yep. Meds, I don't even know what a VMU is. I just pick what I like and roll with it. Like, I don't bother trying to learn how something works. As long as something works in my favor, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to think too hard about this. And I still can't save yet. Okay. The Dreamcast memory card has that on the screen. VMUs are what makes Sonic Shuffle very difficult to multiplayer emulate. Oh, right. Okay. I think I understand what you're talking about now. I thought we were still talking about headset stuff. Do you guys remember how Dreamcast controllers have, like, those little things that, like, that you can connect to, like, shove into the controller? That you can connect with your phones with? I always thought that was such a cool novelty idea. And it's like that, and weirdly enough, like aside from the games, that was like my main thing. I was like, man, that'd be really cool to be able to have on a console. Dreamcast had ideas that were well ahead of its time. I think the Dreamcast is so underrated because of how, like, they thought so many different ideas for it. But then it just, like, bombed and died within, like... How fast did the Dreamcast die again? Didn't it die in, like, a year or something like that? Honestly, you're kind of disappointed you missed Dreamcast. It seemed like such an interesting swan song for Sega as a console dev. I feel like what I really respect about Sega during that time period is that they were always experimental. They always were trying different and new things, and I really respected that a lot. Dreamcast is cool, but it didn't live long enough to do much with it. Like, there's some cool, good games, but it's pretty niche stuff. Yeah. I feel like the majority of games that people remember on that system, aside from Sonic, were, like, arcade-style games. Like, racing games, certain fighting games, and rhythm games in the case of, like... Oh, shoot! Oh, why am I blanking on the name? The Ooh La La game. Oh, why am I... Space Channel 5, there we go. Why did I blank on the name of the game? And of course, Seaman. We don't talk about Seaman. Choo Choo Rocket, Powers... Choo Choo Rocket was a Dreamcast game? Shoot, you're right. Power Stone 1 and 2. Power Stone 1 and 2. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought Choo Choo Rocket was a Saturn game. Don't ask me why. Puyo Puyo Fever? Oh, yeah. You're so trash at Puyo. I am so bad at Puyo as well, but I love it as well. Puyo is such a fun game. I love its characters. Its presentation is cute as hell. Saturn would have a heart attack if it tried to do Choo Choo Rocket. Saturn 3D were held together with staples. Oh, God. Maniacal, I'm not sure if you realize, I only have like 2 days left of the subathon left, and I'm already like almost 2 hours into this second to last day. Oh, right, Shenmue, God. Speaking of another experimental ass game. It did 2D better than anything else, though. I really wish people were more into 2D stuff because Saturn's a powerhouse. Mez, I'm not sure if you realized, but did you know that during that time period, a lot of critics were giving shit to Symphony of the Night because it was a 2D game on PS1? I was like, oh man, why would you play this 2D game when you can be playing the latest 3D Castlevania games? And they were wrong. Exactly! People were so dumb about 3D during that time period. Meds, I think you just hate anyone who disagrees with you. Or you disagree with them. Oh, right, Name Raider. I'm so glad they finally put the name rater at the beginning of games or make it so that you can just like automatically do name rating. Like, do you guys remember where the name rater was in Gen 2? It was all the way in Blackthorn City, the freaking final gym town. Why would they put that there? You hate anyone who's wrong, so anyone who disagrees with you, like I said. It was a hip thing, the 3D. Yeah, and that's when everybody tried to make 3D platformer games, and we all know how well that went. Because you were supposed to name your Pokemon correctly the first time? It's so easy to slip up with your fingies! Oh, they're pretty sure there was one Goldenrod. Nope. There's no... Wait. No, there's no name. It is... Wait, there's one... No. You're a liar. Wait, hang on. No. No, I'm not wrong, right? Hang on. Wait, why am I thinking of Blackthorn City? Wait, you're right, it is Goldenrod. Wait, what am I thinking about Blackthorn City? Oh, it's the move deleter! Am I thinking? I'm thinking of the move deleter. I want... No, you guys are wrong. The move deleter's in Goldenrod. The name rater's in Blackthorn. You know what? That's real. Like, I will edit. I am going to find every single copy of Gen 2's video games and just like completely change it so that they're completely reversed, and then I will create the new universe wherein I did not Mandela myself into thinking otherwise. Ooh, Eviolite, I'll take that. You can't win on Gen 2 with you? Shush. Man, I hate this problem that I made up. I remember there was like an issue I had with Blackthorn City. I just couldn't remember what I hated about Blackthorn. That being said though, the move deleter being in Blackthorn is still stupid because it takes you forever to actually get there. I remember doing this for hours for Stadium 2. Gaslighting cannot hurt me. Was it not getting the badge because you weren't good enough friends with your Pokemon? No, that was, if we're talking about, like, Claire was all like, no, I refuse to accept that you beat me. Go to the Dragon's Lair, or Dragon's Den, rather. Dragon's Lair is a completely different video game. Do I really want to give this EXP share to another Pokemon? I'm good for now. I'll worry about that once I find a Pokemon I can actually use. I think you're a terrible trainer and could get your badge. No! I was a great trainer who did not struggle fighting against Claire's Kingdra because it was really hard to actually hit because it had a ton of resistances. I was the best Gen 2 trainer. We'll also ignore the fact that I had to level up my Pokemon for a long freaking time before I was ready to fight Red. Freaking level 80 ass Pokemon. Oh, hey, Bianca. You don't want to know what's really stupid? To move Reminder's location in Gen 7 being at the very last area. Oh my god. Was it that late in the game? I assume it was the same location as the move deleter, right? I'm just glad nowadays we don't have to worry about move reminders and move deleters because they just let you change out your moveset however you damn well please nowadays. It was at the Pokemon League? Jeez, okay. Bianca, you're stupid. Freaking super potion and you're stupid. I just had to make sure this thing didn't have quick attack. I don't think it naturally learns quick attack, but still. You forgot how much you didn't like the rival theme in this game? It's fine. It's goofy. It fits Bianca, I think. I wish they used a different theme for Sharon, though. Sharon needed a different theme. Pan Sage. Michelin should have that handled, I think. Alolan Marowak learns Shadow Bone at a level before it evolves, so you actually can't get Shadow Bone on Alolan Marowak until the Elite Four. That is annoying. I'm just glad that it's so much easier to be able to teach Pokemon their moves in, like, the modern Pokemon games. It's so convenient nowadays. Even egg moves. It's fine for her, but I don't want it goofy for serious battles. I mean, it's not a serious... Here's the thing, though. It's not a serious battle when you're fighting, like, Bianca, but... Yeah, for Sharon, I agree on that one. Fair. Because, like, Bianca doesn't want to, like... I mean, she wants to be a trainer, but she was, like, uncertain on her way in life, so it kind of fit her. So it's like, oh, I decided to become a Pokemon professor assistant. It fit her character. Look at her. She's cute. But you want to kick her ass. Meds. That's so sexist of you. And besides, you kick everybody's ass in Pokemon games. What do you not... Okay, you know what? Play a modern Pokemon game. I take it back. Modern Pokemon games can get a little tricky. Can they? Dude, have you not heard how the late game for modern Pokemon games get really hard? Like, I actually lost to Cynthia in the Black and White, not Black and White, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl remakes. I really struggled with the DLC post-game in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, those get pretty tough. And Legends Arceus also gets pretty hard, too. Mostly because they keep on randomly doing, like, surprise, strong attacks or strong style and quick style attacks that I wasn't anticipating. He kicks Cynthia's ass. Okay, the first fight against Cynthia is fine, But did you fight the second and third versions of her fight? Nemona's Quavel and Scarlet Violet. So yeah, the Nemona final boss can be a bit tricky too. Woo, Sandile! I actually need to catch you for subathon purposes. Will the poison tail not kill you? Okay, it doesn't kill you, good. Okay, so is it too on the nose to name Sandile Crocodile? Considering I'm naming these characters after One Piece characters, would it be too on the nose to name him Crocodile? What if I call him Sir Crocodile? Would that help? You plan on going back to Scarlet Violet sometime? Scarlet Violet's like gets really hard once you get to like the post-game stuff. He literally controls sand. Can I even fit Sir Crocodile? I don't think we can. Yeah, we're not going to fit it like this. Yeah, it's not Rogue Town, Nameless. It's supposed to be Log Town because it's Prologue / Epilogue Town. That's the joke. Still haven't gotten time, but you want to give it another fair shake, so it won't respect the game for how it launched, though. Oh, it's so much better now, though. Like, if you're playing on Switch, too, it's so much better. Like, in terms of function. But no, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I was pretty annoyed about it, too. But I have to buy a new console to fix it. There's already a decent knock against it. No, I don't blame you for that. Like, I kind of felt similarly for Legends Arceus. Not Legends Arceus, Legends ZA. Because I was like, okay, I refuse to play the Switch 1 version. If I'm going to play this, I have to play on Switch 2. Like, if I didn't pick up Switch 2 on launch day, that was when I was going to pick up the Switch 2. I was going to get it when Legends ZA came out. Which, by the way, if you're worried about the battle system, I heard the battle system was improved from Legends Arceus. Because apparently they changed how the battle system works in that game, but eh. Apparently it's no longer turn-based. It's going to be, like, move cooldown timer based, which is weird to think about. And also positioning does actually matter this time around. It's just Xenoblade. Yeah, basically. I don't know if that's better for Pokemon, but you know, you're not directly controlling the character this time. You're ordering them around. Oh, you did play at PAX. Okay, glad you enjoyed it then. I'm guessing, were they running it on Switch 2 or Switch 1? I assume Switch 2. It'd be weird if they had it running on Switch 1. Yeah, I figured. It thankfully doesn't have the weird strong style, agile style. Yeah, they got rid of the strong style, agile style. I liked it in Legends Arceus, but I get why people didn't. I personally didn't mind it, but yeah. Okay, Here we go. You just didn't understand when to use it because every time it was always the wrong move? See, for me, I kind of realized what was going on. It was that, like, if you pay attention to turn order, it tells you how far it moves you down / up. And I was like, okay, so I basically had to, like, combine that information with the actual effects of the move. So I was, like, thinking in my head, if I were to reduce the damage on... Actually, no. I think if you activate the Swift style and Strong styles, they also tell you how much damage is reduced / increased. So I basically was doing a lot of, like, internal guess, like, well, not exactly guessing, but, like, calculating on what they, how much damage I was probably going to do before I did them, so... I get that, but I always felt like it was a negative outcome. See, so a lot of thinking. It is a lot of thinking. It's definitely more thinking than your normal Pokemon game, I'll say. In terms of normal, like, 1v1s. But, like, I felt like Swift Style was broken as hell. Because Swift Style just, not Swift Style, Agile Style. I thought Agile Style was broken as hell because it just meant, oh, hey, I can do like 1 billion quick attacks and not be stopped. Because like quick attack is already giving you a priority. If you just like do Agile Style quick attack, you do like 4 quick attacks. So it's basically any priority moves just get a whole ton of buffs. With like a slight power reduction. Final Fantasy X quick hit intensifies, basically. See, also another thing is, I didn't realize I had to do a lot of grinding to grab Gravel, because apparently Gravel is stuff that you needed to use to increase the strength of your Pokemon. If you didn't do that, your Pokemon were weak as hell. And I kind of appreciate Legends Arceus being so tricky due to that. Because it's like, wait, what do you mean my Pokemon are weak as hell because I didn't bother raising them up? Did you seriously use a freaking citrus berry on me? Pampor. That's a water type, right? Jeez, I don't have anything to counter a water type. This sucks. Pretty sure you'll be buying Legends CA Switch too, considering Mario Kart, but I don't really play much multiplayer. I mean, that's entirely fair. I know a lot of people prefer grabbing games that just like, wait. Okay, I got really confused when I saw the amount of Pokemon on screen. I didn't realize that was Sharon's Pokemon. Oops. You're boring because you turn off battle animations because it took too long! I wasn't gonna make any progress if I just left them on. And I also have to catch more Pokemon for people because people will be like, hey, Limit, here's some money. I'm like, well, I can't exactly not give it to them. That's false advertising. Now watch as I end up not doing any of the playthroughs I promised I would do. I am never using Torment. Servine. We should be fine with Karina. Boring. You're boring! You want to play a video game for 8 hours where you just like fly into the air and ask people, hey, give me money for that. Which you can find at Budameds at twitch.tv. tomorrow in the afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Time. Also, DK Bonanza is an easy recommend. Oh, easily. I freaking love Bonanza. Don't use a heal. For the love of God, don't use a heal. Don't be lame. Thank you. Can I just ghost these characters? No? Fine. Especially if it came with DLC. I still don't know how I feel about the fact that Emerald Rush is a DLC thing. Like, I will pick it up because, like, I really want to play it and experience it myself. But at the same time, it's like, man, I feel like that game didn't necessarily need to be DLC. Limit, why would you ever ghost Juniper? She is an A rank on my waifu tier list when I did that on stream. You wish you jammed with Bonanza more? Hey, different strokes, man. I personally loved it. Like, I really got into the feel of the game in the later levels. But the price is bit yikes. I wish it was $10. Do I need a fire type? What's the gyms in this generation? It was like, we did bug, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. There's electric, that's not gonna be useful for us. Ground, that destroys fire types. Flying, that's not useful for fire types. Ice, I guess there's that. But even then, I probably would be better off using other Pokemon for that. Bonanza's good, but not Game of the Year good, you know? Maniacal, I feel like you're just spouting your own opinions considering how many people I've seen call Bonanza Game of the Year. I mean, Game of the Year material. $10, I probably would have picked it up, yeah. I feel like it should have been $10. Breath of the Wild's DLC was also $20, and that had a whole extra story. And Silk Song was $20. Okay, I feel like that's unfair. Okay, let's be objective about this here. I am not saying that Silk Song took less effort. What I'm saying is there are different categories of who's developing it and how much detail is involved in the making of the DLC versus of, like, the Silk Song game. And there's also things to consider because, like, I feel like, okay, Silk Song was so much for the price. Yeah, I'm just saying that there are different elements involved. I don't think people should look at it purely as, oh, hey, this game's $20, so therefore this game should be $20. Hey, Wolf, thank you so much for your aid. How y'all doing? How was pinball? Hi everyone, name's No Limit, variety streamer, plays the games never played through before. Currently doing my PokéSubathon right now though, playing through all the games through Gen 1 and Gen 5, and if you guys want to help out with that, I got a few incentives scrolling on screen, or you can hit up the September command. Not September, the Subathon command. Game of the Year feels like it should be more personalized term instead of an award. You know what, Sagami? That's entirely fair. I'll agree with that. Your $20 is still $20 either way. You're going to go. I'm going to go where it takes you furthest. Oh, absolutely, for sure. I'm just saying that like certain people have different interests in regards to that, because like I can see people who aren't into like Dark Souls-esque 2D Metroidvanias, but be like, oh hey, I love roguelikes and I really love Donkey Kong Bonanza. I would rather spend $20 on that instead of Silksong. Which is not me trying to say Silksong is bad. I'm just saying it's a personal preference at that point. Game of the Year is obviously Metroid Prime 4 because of your hype. Wait until the game comes out first, dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna grab this Darumaka. Like, I will say this. I feel like a big thing for me with Donkey Kong Bonanza, like, something I've learned about me, if I ever go into a game with low expectations and the game ends up being really good, my personal interest and enjoyment of the game goes up a lot. Because I've learned, because like this happened with me 3 different times, 2 times with movies, 1 time with a video game such as this. Actually, no, 4 different times. I'm sorry, 4 different times. 2 games, 2 movies. The 2 movies were The Dark Knight. I had 0 expectations of that movie because I didn't really care about Batman Begins all that much. Dark Knight kind of blew me away. I had low faith in the James Gunn Superman movie. That movie blew me away, so that became one of my favorite movies. I had 0 expectations for Xenoblade 2, and we all know how that went. And I had low expectations for Donkey Kong Bonanza. That became a lot better, and I really liked how it ended up going. I go into games with pretty low expectations a lot of time, and a lot of time you still come out disappointed. I definitely feel like it's one of those things where like everyone has their own like things that they take away from stuff, because I found I end up being really disappointed with a lot of games that get hyped up for me. Because, like, I remember there were so many games that were like, oh man, this is one of the greatest games. You would love it, Limit. Oh man. And like, I always walk away with them sometimes. Oh well, that wasn't as good as you said it was. Sorry. And I feel so bad about that because, like, I can see why people like a game, but then there are like little things that bug the hell out of me. It's generally why you try not to hype up stuff unless they're crazy passionate about it. Yeah, same. Like, it's so easy to oversell a game to people. That's the problem. I will, like... You know what's unfortunate? When I started, like, going into the game scene, like, by going online and interacting with people and talking about stuff, I remember, like, there's, like, 2007. There's, like, 2006, 2007... Everywhere I turn to, everyone's like, oh man, Limit, don't listen to people about Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine is a great freaking game. Everyone doesn't understand the true genius of how great Mario Sunshine is. I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize Mario Sunshine was that great. Maybe I should go actually play it. And you know what? I even got a physical copy of the original Mario Sunshine, got a freaking GameCube controller, and played it on my Wii. I really didn't like Mario Sunshine. You're about to say Mario Sunshine sucks. I didn't say it sucks. I said I didn't like it. There's a difference. Sunshine hater. Listen, there are so many weird aspects of Sunshine that bug the hell out of me. And you know what? If I looked at Mario Sunshine purely as a game I beat, I wouldn't have loved it, but I thought it would have been fine. But you know what freaking sucked about Sunshine? That fucking lily pad shine. I fucking hate that thing. Dude, if you go to my YouTube channel right now, look up my Mario Sunshine playthrough that I did on stream, I spent over 3 hours. I spent 3 hours on that stupid lily pad shine. And I want to remind you, this was not emulated. And I hate that. That's a you problem at that point? No! I will not say the lily pad shine is a me problem. There is absolutely issues with the lily pad shine. Did you 100% it? I tried. The lily pad shine broke me. That broke me and made me rage quit the game because I spent over 3 hours having to deal with that, and not even because I had to deal with the lily pad. It's not even the lily pad that's a problem. You know what the real problem is? Getting to the lily pad shine. I had to get there 5 different times. And I tried to do the glitch. I didn't know how to do it. I can't believe they didn't just leave it open. That's what I'm saying. If they left it open, I would have 100%ed Sunshine's like, oh, Mario Sunshine wasn't that bad. It was okay. I didn't love it like Mario Galaxy or Mario 64, but it was fine. But no! And that's my rant on Mario Sunshine. I love the other 3D Marios so much more than Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine, in terms of 3D Marios, is at the bottom of my list. I like 3D World way better than it. Sorry. One of these days, I'm going to make a promise right now. I will go back to Mario Sunshine. I'm not going to say I will never go back to it. I will go back to it, and you know what? I will stream it. I will stream it and call it the return of Mario Sunshine, the revengeing. And you know what? I will stream it using the 3D All-Stars version because I'm going to assume that one will run better, and I will play with a GameCube controller. I'm still probably going to complain about it somehow. Mario Sunshine rolls when you get okay, Meds, I will say this. I agree. I love the movement of Sunshine. I don't disagree on that. I think the controls are super tight. I actually like Flood. Everyone complains about Flood. I like Flood. I hate the level design. Like, here's the thing. You can enjoy the movement of a game, but if the freaking level design bugs the hell out of you and the glitches of the game is so, easy to perform, even when you're just trying to do basic stuff, I feel like there's an issue there. But yeah, if we're talking purely about movement, oh, absolutely. I freaking love the movement in Sunshine. Great freaking movement. No issues. I just wish the level design was better. I think it's about the same, but it does have widescreen. Yeah. Pachinko's at least easy to get to. Yeah, I will say this. I got annoyed with Pachinko, but I didn't get annoyed about it like the lily pad shine. Because at least, like Sagami said, it was easy to get into the Pachinko machine. I didn't mind it nearly as much. And you know what's even funnier? It's real janky, I'll give you that, but I don't think the level design's that bad. There's just a lot of jank in that level design that makes it so much harder than it needs to. Like, Mario Sunshine is easily the hardest 3D Mario just because of the jank. And the way they designed the levels that makes it so easy to mess things up. And ironically, I say this as someone who did the watermelon shine on first try. I had zero issues with the watermelon shine because I just easily pushed it over, it dodged all of the cataquacks, and I did it first try, and I was like, wow. Okay. And that was not during my blind playthrough, to be clear. So it's like, I have like fond memories of Sunshine, but man, like there was just like a lot of stuff that also bugged the hell out of me. The Sandbird also bugged the hell out of me. Like, I understand how the Sandbird worked, I just didn't care for it. Like, the 3D geometry of the levels made it so easy to fall off so many different levels. The Sandbird is unkind, but not awful. Like, the Sandbird is... It's not awful, I agree, it's not awful. It could be worse, absolutely. It's just really annoying. I also don't like the boat, but, you know, whatever, what can you do? I actually kind of like the blooper race. The blooper race wasn't that bad. I didn't really like the Shadow Marios either. The Shadow Marios were kind of annoying. Oh, man. Oh, what was it? Which one's the one that you go in, like... Nico Bay? Noki Bay? Yeah, Noki Bay. I really hate the Noki Bay Shadow Mario one. That one sucks. That is the worst Shadow Mario because of how much verticality there is involved and how much you have to jump into the water to chase after him. Ugh. You hated King Boo fight? King Boo was fine. It took a long time, but it wasn't awful. I didn't mind King Boo. Oh, you know what? No, that reminds me. Screw the casino. Man, do you know how hard it was to line up all those stupid goddamn panels to make a shine? Y'all know how long that took. I don't need to explain myself. Most of the required shines, for the most part, aren't all that bad. It's just the optional ones that agitate you in particular. You know, I originally didn't mind the Manta Ray fight, but the Manta Ray fight got really annoying when I realized that how much health I was losing when I should not be losing as much health. I think King Boo's the most annoying part of the game for you nowadays. I'm surprised about that, but sure. Manta Ray fight is your favorite shine in the game, just spray and pray. It just throws me off because, like, they're so aggressive after a while, and I don't know where I'm supposed to stand to avoid getting hurt. Especially when you need to reload on water. I think Noki Bay is probably my least favorite level. I think my favorite level might actually be the Pianta Village. Just because it was fun to explore. The secret missions also weren't that bad either. I kind of enjoyed doing the secret missions. I'm gonna learn you a lesson about Sunshine at some point. And what? I'm kind of curious what that lesson will be. We'll see. Whenever I decide to actually replay Sunshine on stream, I guess. I want to be clear. I did actually beat Sunshine. I just didn't 100% it. Oh yeah, right. The Bowser fight was also annoying as hell too, because of how easy it was to actually fall off the platform and randomly die. Yeah, the village is probably one of the better ones. The Goopy Inferno mission and Burn in Hell, though. You know what's weird? I actually didn't mind a Goopy Inferno mission because I just went under the village to do that one. I think that was the intended method to get through it. You didn't really love Odyssey? I freaking love Odyssey. Like, it and Galaxy kind of battle it out for my favorite 3D Mario game. I think Galaxy still wins out, but I really like Odyssey. Completing Odyssey is a different story, though. Completing Odyssey can be a real pain in the butt. The Inferno mission is hilariously easy once you realize you can just go up to the little river and use the water falling from your body to make small path and jump to— What? There is no way that's true. Like, going to the river, like, dripping water can actually cause the Inferno to disappear? Oh my god. All right, I'll take your word for it, Meds. That sounds so slow to do, though. Why would... You so Mario 64 brain rotted? I do love Mario 64. But you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a hot take. I think 3D World is better than Galaxy 2. In my opinion. You can do that mission in less than 2 minutes? Okay. That I need to see and do. I don't like Galaxy 2 that much. Sorry. I think Galaxy 1 is better than Galaxy 2. That's not a hot take. A lot of people like there's plenty of people who like Galaxy 1 more than Galaxy 2. Like, it's pretty evenly split between 1 and 2. It's whether or not people like 3D World is the real, like, question. And I love 3D World. You like the Galaxy games less time goes on? I need to replay them. Like, as soon as they're out on Switch 2, I probably will stream them. I completed both games, so it's not an issue for me, but it's just like, I'm kind of curious, like, how I feel about them nowadays. I played through Galaxy, like, 4 different times. Like, twice with Mario and twice with Luigi. I've only played through Galaxy 2 once. I never played it beyond that because I really hated the green stars. And the perfect run took me, like, 2 days. There's no schmovement? There isn't schmovement. I'll freely admit that. I'll agree with you on that, Meds. But it's like Gaddy said, the atmosphere keeps Galaxy close to my heart. Like, I love the feeling of Galaxy. Like, when I play Mario Sunshine, it feels like I'm playing a summer vacation game. When I'm playing through Galaxy, it feels like I'm going on a special trip that that makes me feel very nostalgic. I just really like the feeling of Mario Galaxy's overall feel. Specifically Mario Galaxy 1. Galaxy 2 kind of lost it. It's gotta have fun and foremost. Some people like atmosphere to be part, like, fun is part of, like, the atmosphere is part of the fun for me. Like, atmosphere is not precluding fun, you know? You think you're immune to people's opinions on Mario games? You like Luigi's Mansion more than any Mario game you play for some reason. No, that's fine. Whatever floats your boat, dude. I'll be real. The only time I would ever disagree with someone's opinion if they say something that's blatantly wrong. Like if they say, oh, Luigi's Mansion is a longer game than Mario Galaxy. That is a factually wrong statement. Luigi's Mansion 6. I like Luigi's Mansion, but you know what? Okay, I can't speak too much on that because, you know, okay, here's the thing. I never played Luigi's Mansion 1. I've only played Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3. Dude, I skipped out on the GameCube generation. There's a lot of GameCube games I never played. Like, that was during my non-gamer era. You know, and Rainding never played a Luigi's Mansion game before? Oh my goodness, okay. I definitely recommend 3. I like 3 a lot. You're okay with different opinions as long as it doesn't get us factual evidence of the game? Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Just do it, you can knock it out in like a single stream. I guess. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna tell you why I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of waiting for it to pop up on NSO. Once it's on NSO, I'll do it. It will eventually. That's what I think so too. Mostly because I don't want to download the ROM and keep it on my computer. It's just, I already have a lot of like space eaten up by a bunch of VODs I need to upload to YouTube. Looking at you, PSP. It's very different from the last two. No, I get that. I get that. I know it's very different. I've watched plenty of playthroughs of it. It's more, how do I put it? It's more arcadey? Is that a good way to put it? Because it's like a short and sweet experience compared to like long campaigns. Well, considering it might come to NSO next month and Nintendo knows what they're doing, don't they still need to release the Pokemon Coliseum and XD games? I think those are still coming first, though. But so in Control Suit, everything is really loose. Yeah, honestly, whenever I see people play, like, Luigi's Mansion, it feels like everything is so slippery in that game. Is that just me, or is that just how the game looks? It's because the game's way about aiming, you don't lock. Oh, so you don't like, really? There's no lock-on? That's really weird. I'm so used to the lock-on from like 2 and 3, you know? Believe it or not, you know. It's just how it looks? Okay. Actually, you're wrong. You do lock on, but not onto the boss. What? Oh, booze! Boo! Okay, sorry. I just assumed you meant bosses. I completely forgot about booze. When we were talking about Luigi's Mansion, I forgot booze freaking exists. I don't know why you just started straight up lying, and this is why I can never trust you on anything you ever say, especially when it comes to opinions. Nah. Like, honestly, do you know why I do blind playthroughs of games? Because originally, my original game plan when it came to my streams, it was supposed to be playing all kinds of old retro games that a lot of people grew up with that I never played. Like, I was supposed to be playing all the games that everybody loved, like Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Star Fox 64, and Assault, and like a lot of older titles. And then I ended up just playing newer games because it's like, man, if I don't play them here, when will I play them? And I feel so bad about that. I need to play more retro games on my streams. But yeah, the game definitely feels older, but that's a game where the atmosphere works for you because you love the core game, so it's additive, not defining. Retro games such as Fire Emblem 7? I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, I do want to play Fire Emblem 7. No, but I do agree with you, like, the atmosphere adds to Luigi's Mansion a lot. Like, they definitely, like, it feels, I'll be real, the GameCube era in general has a very unique feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it, but like all the games have like distinctive like feels to them, and I really like it. It definitely feels like the bordering edge between modern and retro for me, which is generally that era in general for me. I feel like modern gaming really started hitting its stride with the Wii PS3 era. And 360. I always forget 360 because I don't think about Xbox. I don't know, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, I definitely have my opinions when it comes to games. I'll freely admit, like, if I don't feel good about a game, I often have, like, how do I put it? If I don't feel good about a game, even if I'm having fun playing the game, it can color my perception of the game a lot. Because, like, if I'm playing a game that's all about, like, oh, man, I'm just, like... You know, I was about to say something really dark, but I was like, let's say I'm playing a game that's all about, like, me killing innocent people, and I'm like, man, this gameplay is really fun. Too bad I feel like an asshole playing it. I'm not, that's, like... massive hyperbole. This obviously doesn't apply to all games. I'm just saying, like, I need context for a game for me to actually also enjoy it, the gameplay alongside it. But then there are times where games go too far in the opposite direction, which I think is what happened with Conker's Bad Fur Day, because I think Conker's Bad Fur Day is meant to be a parody of 3D platformers. And then it just, like, it gets too up in its own head about it, in my opinion. And it actually becomes not fun because of that. Not to call you out, but modern era in your definition started 20 years ago. Yeah, I know! I'm just saying, like, okay, let me put it like this, Nameless. I know modern era, quote-unquote, started 20 years ago, but what I mean is the evolution of game design has been so stagnant since then because we have refined gameplay to the point where there's not much revision we need to do. Instead, nowadays, everyone's like... instead of, like, refining gameplay, you know what they're doing? They're trying to figure out how to nickel and dime us now. Oh, hey, you want a battle pass? Here's a battle pass. Oh, hey, you want to get skins? Buy the DLC. I'll say, hey, Gabby, we're just talking about a lot of, video game design stuff, basically. You talk about Dark Tone just reminded you of this famous clip. Let me look at this. Oh my god, I forgot about that clip. That's really funny. Wretched You is N64 and before. I feel like GameCube, PS2, Xbox, the Dreamcast are like a weird limbo that deserves its own classification. I call it the in-between era. Turn of the Century sort of describes the GameCube for you. No, I agree with that. That's a good term for it, Gaddy. Yeah, nowadays it's either remake this game not that old, Last of Us, or graphics over gameplay. That's what I feel like, honestly. A lot of modern games aren't really about trying to innovate gameplay anymore. Most games are just about most modern games for me is just like trying to like rob you blind, and I'm kind of sick of it. And I say this as someone who plays Zenless Zone Zero every single week. And every day if we don't count the streams. There's a reason you don't like video games coming out nowadays? Same! And I hate that Nintendo's starting to fall into that trap too. Because I was hoping that Nintendo would be the last bastion. And guess they aren't. I mean, I like DLC. Like, I like being able to update old games with additional stuff. Like, I'm okay with fighter passes, for example. Fighter passes are cool. I just don't like it where it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna force you to play a video game if you want to unlock stuff. Here's a battle pass. I so hate battle passes with a burning passion. I hate evergreen titles. I am so sick of games try to steal my time in order to play them. They don't need me to do that. They are just trying to rob me blind of all my money, and I am so sick of it. I just want to play a nice multiplayer or single-player game that I do a one-time purchase of, and if I like it enough, I will buy your stupid DLC. I don't need a freaking battle pass forcing me to play your stupid daily events every single day. What we need to do is go back to loot boxes. Don't you do this to me, Meds. I don't like gambling either. Again, I say this as someone who plays a freaking gacha game. Like, I can happily play Mario Kart World or Sonic Cross World Racing, which I don't need, and where I don't need to buy a freaking battle pass to convince me to play, because you know what convinces me to play? Friends. My awesome friends who are like, hey, Limit, you want to play video games together? Hell yeah, I want to play video games together. I don't need a game making me play it because of stupid FOMO. Yo, Limit, check out. Please tell me Sonic Cross World does not actually have a battle pass. Does it actually have a battle pass, Meds? I know they have a really expensive DLC, but aside from that, stupid freaking I was, you know, as much as I love how they changed sturdy, man, it's really annoying when they trigger it. I think it's more of a season pass. Season passes are fine. I don't mind season passes. That's just like pre-ordering DLC, which is fine. I don't care. There is a Miku festival with stuff for her coming soon. Oh, you know what also bugs me? I am so freaking sick of events. Can we stop putting events in video games? That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Item available, Limitberg. Subscribe for $5 and 99 cents to access the channel exclusive nom animation. No Limi 1 nom.
Thank you for the burger nom. You say that as you're playing a series that probably has the longest history of them. You know, we were talking about that earlier, Meds, and how freaking annoyed we were about that too. We were literally yelling about how poorly they handled a distribution that they handled last Friday at that. I've always said this, and I'll say it again. If they really want to feature event Pokemon, like, make them permanent online Pokemon. Sure, if they ever take off online, you lose them. But at least they'll be permanently online for several years. Like, or you know, hell, did you know that in Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can get one of the event Pokemon, Magiarna? No, not Magiarna. It's that mechanical Pokeball Pokemon, you know? Like, you can get that by scanning a QR code. Yeah, Magiarna. You can get Magiarna via QR code, and you can still do that to this day. Why don't they just keep doing that? Also, Petrunt is still readily available right now in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because it is a permanent online download. Magiarna. You know, that makes sense. Just any QR code? No, it's a specific QR code, but you can easily look it up. Like, you can look it up online, scan it that way, done. Easy. Animal Crossing, let me enjoy Christmas whenever I want. I mean, you could. Like, if the game was cool and let you just change the time and you go do Christmas, whatever. Not in New Horizons? Yeah, sadly, New Horizons doesn't let you do that. I'm just overall frustrated with what happened with New Horizons. It's disappointing. Ooh, Dig, hello. That said, you wish stuff from Petrunt's lore video was in the actual game proper? A lot of it's kind of implied, but I don't disagree on that. You miss Event Legends also being mini quests? I really like how they handled it for Petrunt, but yeah. part of the thing with New Horizons is that they also patched into holidays over time, which is very silly. You know what's annoying about that too? Having to wait certain years on whether or not they will actually add in a holiday. Because sometimes you bypass a holiday, but then they had a holiday show up in the next year after that. Because they only updated it then. Also, they made the events in, like the holiday events in New Horizons so much more shallow compared to previous Animal Crossing games. Because, like, all of them felt the same. All of them were like, oh, hey, talk to villager, get an item, give it to the person. And that felt so lame after a while. It felt like after they did the, what's it called? It felt like after they did the Easter event and how badly that turned out, they got spooked and then they had to, like, make everything much more boring because they accidentally lined up the Sakura Festival alongside the Easter holiday. So they had an overlap of different events. I just really hope that when they make the next Animal Crossing game, and hopefully it takes, okay, I want to be clear, I like the quality of life changes that they did for New Horizons. I really like, I like renovating the island. That was really nice. I really like making different, like, paths and stuff like that. Custom paths that you can make for yourself. That's cool. I really like being able to make custom outfit. Actually, no, that was in previous games. I really like how much customization they allowed you to make your own personal island. So there was less RNG involved with all of it. So that's actually really nice. But I think what really drove me wild, there were so little upgrades. The lack of upgrades really killed New Horizons for me. There was like after you hit like KK Slider, there was like no other goals for you at that point. I didn't know what to do at that point. The only thing I can do at that point was just like keep blind renovating your town until it looked nice for yourself. And don't get me wrong, it ended up looking nice. It's just, I don't know. I just wish there was a better way that they handled like the game overall. I just hope that they took the good things that was in New Horizons and just like bring back some of the older stuff. Like, I'm trying to think what would be good. What if they brought back like, do I really want villagers that just randomly move away? Wouldn't that be really annoying if villagers kept randomly moving away? Would anybody like that? I definitely hated that whenever one of my villagers would just leave without me realizing it. Especially as annoying when then you have to, when you have to like make a new plot of land for them too. If they do make the villagers have more dialogue without really specific conditions, that would be nice too. Like, okay, here's the thing though. I don't really blame New Horizons for that, and I'll tell you why. I feel like New Horizons was blessed, but also cursed by the 2020 pandemic. Because it came out at the perfect time when everybody was home and needed a game to play for themselves. And everyone went crazy hard into New Horizons. People just were playing New Horizons nonstop. It was like one of the best-selling Nintendo Switch games because of how we needed a game to simulate real life for ourselves when we couldn't live out our real lives. And like, I feel like the problem with that is that they weren't anticipating you doing it so much to the point that you exhausted all of the dialogue options really quickly. So by having us constantly playing New Horizons, we exhausted all of its content. Which is simultaneously both really funny, but also, man, do we blame New Horizons for that, or is that just our problem? Oh god, Super Fang. I hate Super Fang. You don't need villagers abusing you, but but it makes them more interesting. I want my villagers to be able to be snarky. I like my snarky villagers. But there are like characters who are like that, which kind of adds to their like overall visual design, I think. Even though, like, I'm pretty sure most personalities just reuse the same dialogue between each other. Wasn't Asshole Villagers mainly a localization thing? You might be right, but, like, I don't want to, like, spread false information in regards to that. Ooh, black sunglasses. Hello. That's going to be useful. Man, have I ever talked about how nice the bag system is in this game? Like, there's key items, berries, TMs, healing items, and all the generic items. And they just, like, sort them. And if you just hit the green button on the bottom over here, it sorts everything nicely into different categories. The Pokeballs, the X items, the expendable items, and then there's the, like, items that you put at the top of the bag that you want to use in order to equip items. Oh my god, the menu system in Black and White is so underrated, guys. I love it so much. The DS was also great for menuing too. I'll be real, that was the main loss from having the Pokemon games go to Switch. Like, I get it. Of course, like, you're going to move it to Switch. That was going to happen no matter what. But, like, it's so nice being able to use a touchscreen in order to sort through all your items. It's so much faster. I didn't realize you hit the Hat in Time goal. Yep, and we're currently making our way through the Spiral Reignited trilogy. I say, hey, Crash, how you doing, dude? Hope you're well. My god, I forgot how huge the desert resort was. Not to mention how hard it is to actually see where you're going around here. I know it's somewhere around here. Here we are. Relic Castle. Aww, this is the poor baby. Okay, do we want to pick up a ghost type? We have a dark ground type, we have a water type, we have a flying normal type, and we got a bug poison type. Do we need a ghost type? I get to play the cute, silly platformer, but don't try to complete the DLC? Why? What's wrong with the DLC for Hat in Time? have the Joy-Con 2 mouse move for organizing the PC games. They are not gonna think of that. Is it too late to do the I don't like sand joke considering the area? I don't know what you're talking about. I love sand. It's like soothing and drips everywhere. I love it. Also, what abilities does your mask have as an option again? Let me check. Ya mask. Ya boy. It only learns mummy? That's the only one it learns? TIL, I guess. I thought it had another ability. Do I really want to capture a Yamask? I mean, I could probably use it, I guess. That's his whole gimmick? I guess so. I could have sworn other ghost type had mummy as its ability, though. These Pokemon arose from the spirits of blah 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 blah. Okay, I need a One Piece character. What do we name this guy after? I guess we can go for the obvious one, right? Yeah, sure, why not? We'll name you Brooke. It's an old man with a serious injury. No, I'm still alive. I'm not a zombie. Isn't it cool that they actually brought back the music for this area? When you, brought back the Gen 5 Wild Pokemon music when you went to Blueberry Academy. I don't know, that made me super nostalgic when it happened in Scarlet and Violet's DLC. You got really excited when it happened? Same. I didn't realize that Blue Bay Academy was going to take place in Unova, so that was actually really cool. It was also really cool that we got a little bit of extra lore stuff about the characters since then. You know how Clay apparently bred. Oh yeah, right. I forgot flying kind of counteracts that. As long as it doesn't use a psychic type move, we should be fine here, right? Right! I'm a bug type Pokemon, I'm not just poison! That was also you with the trainer battle theme for Black and White. The trainer battle theme was very nostalgic too. Oh great, this thing actually knows. And this is a good thing that the Nuzlocke rules are currently off. Oh man, if I lost a Pokemon because of that, I was gonna be so mad. It doesn't help that this thing has freaking Air Cutter of all attacks. You were going to quit Pokemon after Gen 5 came out, and then Gen 5 turned out to be a best game. I'll be real. Like, I quit Pokemon during Gen 4. Like, actually, not even then. I actually quit Gen 3, but only after Ruby and Sapphire, because I realized I didn't have a GameCube, and I couldn't play, like, Pokemon XD or Pokemon Coliseum. And I was like, you know, I don't think I really care about video games anymore. I think I'm good just stopping playing video games and getting into other stuff, because, like, that was when I discovered my love for writing, and I became an English degree. So that was like when I really was focusing on my writing and my storytelling, which I still want to get back into, but that's besides the point. The point is that, like, I basically determined for myself during that time period, nah, I'm done with like video games. But then I randomly played Mario Galaxy one day. I was like, wow, Mario Galaxy was fun. Maybe I should get back to playing video games. What series I like again? Oh yeah, Pokemon. Let's see what that's doing recently. So I completely skipped out on Pokemon Emerald, and I skipped out on Platinum and Pearl, and Diamond, Platinum, and Pearl, and I got back into Pokemon with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And if you know anything about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that was a very good choice. You went back to Platinum after Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but nearly quit again during Black and White. I really like Black and White. In fact, it was probably my favorite Pokemon games alongside Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So I was like, wow, a double hitter from Heart Gold, Soul Silver to Black and White. Wow, Pokemon can do no wrong. And then we got to X and Y, and I respect people who like X and Y. Guess who doesn't? And I was like, man, I really hope they redeem themselves in the next generation. And then they invented Sun and Moon, where I fell in love with the characters and the story, and oh my god, is that a blonde MILF? So you can imagine how much I like Sun and Moon. Even though I will freely admit replaying Sun and Moon is an ordeal. Wasn't too big of a fan of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but I let it slide because I wanted to see what Gen 8 was like. And you know what? I know a lot of people say they don't like Gen 8, and that's fine. I get it. If you don't like Gen 8, whatever, it's fine. I really like Gen 8. Like, I like Gen 8 an unreasonable amount, and I don't understand why people say the story is as bad as it is. I guess I understand why people have issues with it, and I have, like, some issues with it as well, but I'm someone who, like, believes in, even if, like, what matters at the end of the day is what you personally take away from it. Whether or not other people take away from it is a different story, but, like, if you walk away from something feeling good about it, I feel like that is something that you can appreciate of it, and that's what I felt about for Gen 8. It took you nearly 3 years to finish Black and White, needs to say you never got around to Black 2, White 2. I will say that there's a little bit of issues with Gen 8. I mean Gen 5, so I see why you have issues with that. But I really like Gen 5 for all the optimizations that it did for the series, while also taking for the first big step forward in storytelling for the series. X and Y felt big to you. I get what you mean by that. I hated the presentation of its characters and its story. As you all know, I'm a writer, so I am someone who pays attention a lot to that kind of stuff. Oh. Chat, if you want to drop 100 bits right now to decide if I get the plume fossil or the cover fossil, do it now, because I have no idea which one I want to go for. I'm just gonna click cancel and come back for it later. I really didn't like I said, I'm a writer at heart. So whenever I see like X and Y, I'm like, oh, you're missed potential, you're missed potential, you're missed potential, you do nothing, you don't do anything, you're a waste of space, you're a waste of space. And that was like me with almost every single character in X and Y. And I was so disappointed with it. It just bugged the hell out of me. I'm sorry. I legitimately feel like if they were able to fix elements of Gen 6 with a third version, I think X and Y could have been really, really good. Like, there was a lot of stuff I was like, okay, there's easy fixes here in the third version. Hopefully the third version is better. Guess what never happened? Team Flare and Lysander especially is weak. You say, but I was too jaded and saw the through line of Plasma and Getsis. Here's the thing. I know what you're saying in regards to Getsis and Team Plasma. However, it wasn't so much as, oh, I know what's going to happen, so much as they are raising an interesting ethical dilemma that is something that's to be considered in the Pokemon world, and there is members in Team Plasma who legitimately did believe in their cause, aka N, which is everybody's favorite golden boy. And that's why N was super, like, interesting for us as people following him. I honestly felt the kind of same thing about Miss Potential in Gen 8. Marnie's design is so good and she's nothing. Everyone's most people, Sagami. Come on, you gotta allow me a little hyperbole. I agree that Marnie's design is fantastic. I feel like Marnie is definitely someone who was underutilized. Don't get me wrong. I like Gen 8 a lot, but like, I feel like for me, when it comes to the characters, they exude so much personality and they still have a lot of reoccurring appearances. They make up for it compared to Gen 6, wherein they show up all at one time, say generic same old nonsense that you hear from every Pokemon games, like, oh, hello, I am a gym leader. I am someone who really loves Pokemon. I love Pokemon because they relate to my type, grass. I like grass because grass is great. Oh boy, do you love Pokemon too? Let us have a Pokemon battle. Basically, every single character in like Gen 6, like not obviously not literally, but hyperbole, everybody was like that in Gen 6, and that pissed me the hell off. They had some banger-ass designs, and the majority of the characters did freaking nothing and were boring as hell as characters. At the very least, Gen 8 characters had personality. Even if they don't do a whole lot, they exude character. And I greatly appreciated them for that. It helps that every single character had a quirk to them that helped them stand out. Seabolt treat Pokemon battle, it says art the same way you do food. As little as we saw of him. That's the problem. He gets like one line of dialogue that mentions that, and then they just gloss over him for the rest of the time. So, like, that's why I feel like it's handled way better in like Sword and Shield, because like they have all the characters reoccurringly show up and say things while also have those trainer cards that give you more insight to them as characters. The trainer cards was such a good idea. I couldn't believe how smart the trainer cards are for being like supplementary material that allows you to get to know the characters better. God, I really love Sun and not Sun and Moon. Well, I do like Sun and Moon, but like Sword and Shield's depiction of the characters. Their presentation was so damn good. Like, one of the Elite Four members is a high-ranking member of Team Plasma. They could have done so much with that with a sequel. I feel like they could have done so much better with a third version even then. Like, Malva being a high-ranking member of Team Plasma was also an equally interesting idea, but they didn't do anything with her. The trainer cards were a fun little customizable treat as well as good for exploring lore. Exactly! I loved Sword and Shield's handling of that so much. They said, like, the presentation in Sword and Shield is so underrated. The fact that they made gym battles into giant stadium events, that is something I've always wanted in Pokemon. Ever since Gen 1, ever since I was watching the Pokemon anime where Ash is going to the Indigo League and he's fighting in giant big stadium events where everyone is watching you. Because, like, for me, Pokemon is a sports game. It's a sports game based around an RPG mechanic. And you know how much that appeals to me as a colossal nerd who loves stupid RPGs? It made RPGs into a sports anime. You gonna head off for tonight? No worries, Zartog. I was about to end the stream soon anyway, because I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. But yeah, it's just like, I really love the presentation in Sword and Shield for finally turning Pokemon into what I always wanted. A freaking giant sporting event where you get to see everyone do battle in a giant freaking stadium with hype-ass baller music, which gets progressively more intense the more Pokemon you defeat until you're down to their last Pokemon, and then you have giant kaiju battles. That is amazing! I love the presentation of the gym battles in Sword and Shield so freaking much. I like to believe the Giant Tree and Crown Tundra DLC was them going, oh, you think we can't render trees? Here's your dang tree. Here's your giant Greedent, nerd. They definitely had their fun with that one, yes. Ooh, a Sigilith. Or Sigilith. I think it's supposed to be Sigilith, right? Because, like, it's like Sigil. Yeah, I'll catch one. Sure, why not? I don't need it, but I'll catch it. I will freely admit Team Yell is kind of undercooked. Like, I will say I love the idea of Team Yell. I love the idea of them being like soccer hooligans. That's actually such a really neat idea. The problem is they never show up often enough, so I do agree that they probably could have been better handled there. What about that crystal tree they showed off in trailers for Indigo Disc that did nothing with? I mean, it did show up. It was just only during the story climax. Oh, what should we call you? What was that artist lady? That Picasso artist lady from One Piece? Let me go look her up really quick. Yeah, she's like a member of like Doflamingo's crew. Giola. Yeah, Giola. I'll call you Giola. Can't find another English major writer on this community. Sorry if I say they know you were a writer limit. Oh no, I totally get that. Like, unless you regularly come by my streams, you wouldn't know about it, so I get it. But you know, I love writing. I studied a lot of, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of studying on like character archetypes, how to tell stories, and like I watch a lot of film like study stuff as well. So yeah, I'm big on storytelling. But I'll admit, I'm also very lenient when it comes to writing. If I come across an idea that I really like, I am very forgiving on a lot of stuff, so... I'm not the best critic in the world. I also used to be a columnist for a website that's long gone nowadays. But yeah, I used to write reviews for a lot of different like anime shows and movies back then. It was good times. Try being a fan RPG and a ton of writer blocks mixed with being lazy at times. I'm working on an original JRPG myself. I'll leave it at that. Mostly because you guys aren't going to see that for years, because my partner who's working on the coding part of it is having some trouble getting a job right now. And unfortunately, he's the one who's the main financier of the RPG. You know, you used to write columns like that? Yeah, it was like back during my college days where I got hired by a friend of mine where I got hired by a friend of mine who was working on a website full of nerd culture. And like they wanted more writers involved, and my friend was like, hey, you want to hire my buddy Limit? They write, they do a lot of writing, and they also did a lot of studies in film and stuff like that. And yeah, they just hired me because they needed more writers and they liked the content that I showed of my writing. It was good times. I remember the first review I wrote for the website. It was a freaking review of a freaking Inception. Oh man, oh, that was a good time. I think my Inception review was so bad too. I barely talked about like the important things of it because I was trying to be more brief and how do I put it? Just very brief with my review because I was worried of writing too much. Nowadays, if I were to write something, I'd probably write like a freaking 3-hour video essay. Which, by the way, if you're wondering what kind of YouTube content I would make video essays. Who would have guessed? The person who babbles for hours wants to babble for hours even more, but in a scripted format. You can be both a teacher and a writer? Absolutely! Like, if you're passionate about teaching and writing, do both. I'm passionate about streaming and video making and writing, but I'm slowly getting disillusioned with streaming, not gonna lie. As much as I, again, really love streaming rather. It is getting a little exhausting. What would your essay topics be about? Oh, mostly ludonarrative storytelling. Basically, like, you know, Peer, Designing 4. Basically, he makes a lot of videos talking about how gameplay translates into storytelling for both characters and the overall narrative of a video game. I probably would go into that, but I would dive in even deeper into, like, the thematic like rather than going by individual topics, I would go into a whole game and dive into, like, specific aspects of the game, but I don't know, maybe it would be better if I went more broad and just went with, like, specific characters instead of, like, doing it a whole entire game. It's tricky. Like, I'm still working out the details on that, but basically it'd be a lot of, like, writing studies and stuff, because that's what I'm passionate about, you know? Like, oh, you know what? I feel like one of the first essays I would do, it wouldn't be the first one, because I want one that's more, like, indicative of the topics I would do, but one of the first ones I really want to do, though, is Zenless Zone Zero. Talking about why Zenless Zone Zero worked really well for its first season, and how I'm a little concerned about how things are progressing for Season 2. You love to see Limit's 3-hour video on Darkness is the best Konosuba character, and that's fine. You know, let me fix that for you. It wouldn't be Darkness is the best Konosuba character, it'd be Darkness is the worst Konosuba character, and that's why she's the best. Curious question, Limit. Who would you say is your favorite writers? For you, Hayao Miyazaki is probably the biggest writer. Okay, so I'm gonna say a few things. Okay, so Bleach Bummer, you're gonna... Okay, what I'm about to say, please understand, I didn't realize things back then, and I am now aware of things, and I no longer believe in them. One of the first writers that I always admired, J.K. Rowling. And you can imagine how I no longer believe in that anymore for very obvious reasons. Another one is, yeah, so I'm sure you guys understand what I mean by that. Let's not give her more attention than she needs. Do not support her. Anyway, another one I really liked was Neil Gaiman, but there's some weird stuff going on with him right now too, so until we know for sure what's going on there, I'm just going to push that thought away as well. I love Douglas Adams. I am a huge science fiction fan, so I adore Douglas Adams' writing for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm trying to think of what other stuff. Terry Pratchett's work is freaking amazing. I still love reading Hogfather on the regular. Hogfather is freaking brilliant. That's one of Discworld books if you haven't read Discworld. Trying to think of other writers. But yeah, there's plenty of writers that I really like. It's just, I just hate how a lot of writers I liked ended up being terrible people. Thumbs up. Basically, never meet your heroes, everybody. Anyway. But yeah, like, I definitely want to be able to... I want to do a lot of studies and, like, video essays on, like, video game storytelling, because, like, I'll admit, I kind of want to do studies on film and shows as well, but do you know how much editing I would have to do in order to cut around a lot of copyrighted content? It might feel like it's easier to do video game content entirely because you don't have to deal with copyright nearly as much, you know what I mean? Oh, I was not talking about Hayao Miyazaki, I was talking entirely about my thing, don't worry about it. That being said, though, I do enjoy, as much as I like Hayao Miyazaki movies, I don't know how I feel about him really hating anything like anime, but I think he more so hates the anime fandom rather than those who make anime. Depends on the game you think. Copyright tends to get thrown around. Yeah, it's awkward. It's more about the fandom that he hates. Honestly, yeah, that's basically what happened with like Anno with Evangelion as well, which is really sad because Evangelion's become like one of the biggest games that just not games. What am I talking about? Biggest animes that just got desaturated by its own fandom. I might have been using the wrong term there. Saturated, desaturated, like oversaturated? Nah, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. Ugh. Speaking of which, I am so tired. I've been streaming for like 3.5 hours. It's also 11. Maybe you should call it here. It is like it is quote unquote a weeknight. I just want to get through the desert first. Guys, am I misremembering something? Is there anything in the desert, or have I just been wasting time? Does the save work? It does not work. I'm just going to have to use a save state. Miyazaki complains about anime otaku, proceeds to be an plain otaku. Ah, I see you're talking about Harrison Ford. For people who don't know, Harrison Ford famously does not like talking about Star Wars fandom stuff, but he also is a big plane aficionado. To the point where he crashed a plane once. Yeah, it's... Ugh. Chat, can you guys answer a question for me? I legitimately don't remember. What am I supposed to do in the desert? I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing in the desert. I think it's the ruins? Okay. I don't know, one of my years playing this game has been lost in the desert. Great. All right, I'll try to find the ruins as quickly as I can. I think it's on the upper left corner. Like I said, it's been years since I played this game, so it's been a while, so I don't quite remember. Swagger? I think I prefer Sand Attack. Oh geez, Blitzel. You know? I think Crocodile is finally fully leveled enough that we can actually use him. Go, Crocodile! Go make a sand toilet! A desert toilet! I I just realized I have no way to actually beat Elisa. Because I don't have anything that can deal with any flying types. Oh, that's not good. Now, you may be thinking to yourselves, but Limit, Elisa's an electric trainer. And if you remember their Pokemon, then in which case, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think there was another staircase down when you were getting sucked into the stand. I couldn't find a staircase there. Was it not this one over here? No, that's not it. Flying squirrels? I have no idea what you're talking about. Why would an electric trainer have flying squirrels? I'm just glad this thing isn't a rock type in this generation. Oh wow, they actually swapped out their Pokemon. Good job, buddy. You were aware. But unfortunately, you were not aware enough about this quick attack. You're right, we should replace whatever those are with 3 Zapdos. You know, I have a question for you guys about that. How do you guys feel about legendary Pokemon status in the Pokemon games? Like, for me, I always preferred the way it was handled in the anime, where it's like, oh, the legendary Pokemon are these mythical creatures that don't belong to any trainer because they are too powerful and they are forces of nature and you should not contain the forces of nature, blah, 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 blah. But then there's like, but then in the Pokemon games, it's like, oh, hey, you caught the God of Thunder. Cool. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's one of those things where it's like legendary Pokemon shouldn't be something you can just catch. That's a personal hot take I have about Pokemon. On a side note, no gym leader has ever traumatized you as much as Whitney. Probably same. As someone who grew up with the original Gen 2 games, yeah. Especially where you can catch God. To be fair, the Pokemon games actually gave a canon explanation for that one. If I recall correctly, they said that Arceus is like, oh, I'll just like hang out for a little bit. I think he's just like saying, I will allow you to use a fraction of my power. You ask this and yet multiple people casually have legendaries in Pokken. That's the thing though. I don't like legendary Pokemon being set up like that. I prefer, you know what I prefer? I'd rather legendary Pokemon / mythical Pokemon are not actually Pokemon that you can catch, but rather they are boss fights. Like, really, like, instead of, like, balancing Pokemon around them about how strong they are, I'd rather they balanced it so that the legendary, like, balanced them around, like, other Pokemon. I'd rather they did what they did with Eternatus. You know how Eternatus in Gen, you know how Eternatus in Gen 8, wherein he got a unique form that only shows up as the final boss of Sword and Shield? That's what I want legendary Pokemon to be. These really tough boss fights that you have to face off against. That would be so cool. You have no idea how to feel about that anymore thanks to the VGC. This is the inner writer in me, always thinking about the possibilities. The trainer, not just the gym leader, who hurt me the most was Johto's Karen and her Umbreon. I still like her a lot though. Yeah, but Karen, I like other characters more than Karen. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Sagami. You know, I joke about this, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty of, like, Karen porn I have looked up throughout the years. Okay, chat, I'm inside of the freaking castle area. I've been wandering around for a while now, and I have no idea where they want me to go. I cannot go down the staircase on the bottom left because the guy is blocking me off. I don't think I'm supposed to be here right now. I forced her to use struggle. But yeah, I don't think I actually was supposed to be here. I think I'm supposed to go somewhere else. Yeah, I think I need to move on from this area. I think we're in the wrong location. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just have a weird opinion when it comes to legendary Pokemon. I wish he didn't catch them. But it is what it is. We're kind of stuck with them now. Oh, I was supposed to go up over here. Mother trucker! I forgot about this pathway. What about Shiny Legends? Like I said, like, I would just treat legendary Pokemon as these exclusive things, like exclusive boss fights. They're not actually meant to be caught. In which case, that means they also don't have shiny forms. Have you ever used Legendary Restricted / Mythic Pokemon on a repeat playthrough? No, actually. I have never done that because here's the thing. I grew up as the kid who was like, oh, anybody who spams Legendary Pokemon is a colossal cheater. Whoever does that is a colossal monster and no one should ever trust them because they're big cheaters. So anyway, Tobias walks into the room. Oh, hey, Professor Juniper. How you doing, lovely lady? Yes, electric type. Yep. Ultra Balls. Thank you. I'll be sure to use these Ultra Balls on you. I mean, what? Do not question how I'm going to use those Ultra Balls on her. Yo, one of my favorite town musics! I love Nimbasa Town, or Nimbasa City. And of course I get cut off by Team Plasma. Rude! It's funny be mean in Blueberry Academy with Gravity Dark Voice shots.
Sigh another day, another bump for Limit. XD.
Thanks for the 34 bits, Sagami. Appreciate you. And the ow! Rude. You know, one of these days... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I guess I technically already rated my opinions on the Pokemon character designs by doing the waifu tier list. But maybe I should actually do a tier list with the actual full cast of Pokemon characters instead of just the women. Woo! Bicycle! You're mine! I mean, to be fair, that's like a literal scripted event. They kind of expect you to use the legendary at that point. So that's to be expected. Okay. Chat, am I the only person who feels like it's wrong to not save at a Pokemon Center? Like, I can't save right now because the game's broken, but like... If we were playing a normal game, like, I feel like I always have to save specifically standing at the Pokeball Center of a Pokemon Center. I don't know. It just feels like the right location to do a save, doesn't it? Alright. That's going to be it for now. Saving at a Pokemon Center is just the correct thing to do, right? Alright. But yeah, that's about it for now. Thank y'all for being here today, and thank y'all so much for your support. I really appreciate everyone chatting in chat. I appreciate all the bits. I appreciate all of the lurkers. I appreciate all the gift subbers and all the subscribers. Y'all are seriously what keep the lights going, and I really appreciate all y'all. Did you double save just to make sure? What do you take me for? A heathen? Of course I did. Anyway, but yeah, let me give you guys a heads up for the schedule. Schedule will be, the final day of the subathon will be this Tuesday. After that, everything should go back to normal, and I will have a normal stream schedule again. I will be giving you guys a heads up on that on Tuesday night. If there's any changes to the schedule, though, y'all can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube, where I post stream updates and general shenanigans. Alternatively, y'all can hit up the Discord server, where we talk about anything and everything. We're a very friendly bunch in there, and we're always welcome to any new faces. We also do movie nights in there every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, aka tomorrow night. We're currently going through a Star Wars movie marathon in there, and we're going to be watching Rogue One tomorrow night. If you guys want to check that out, consider hitting up the Discord server where we host it. All right, that's it for now. If you guys have a raid message in mind, let me know. Going to find ourselves a raid target. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. This is a Reese song in my head. I can't think of any other lyrics that I could make up for myself in this moment. Here's another song for you all as I find a raid target to go to. It looks like the Maniacal Gamer has a brand new emote. It is September and he's playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm gonna laugh if Rise of Skywalker is when you go on vacation. Let me send you the schedule and I'll let you know. Sorry you missed the stream? Don't apologize for that. If you got your own life to worry about. Anyway, saving tonight is good. Let's hit them up with my brand new emote. If you guys are not subscribed, don't worry about it. Just raid with the raid message as what I said. We're raiding Maniacal, playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I think he's playing with some friends. Go give him all the love. Until next time, everybody, y'all stay safe and take care of yourselves. Until next time, love always. Good night, everybody.